poorly written, ugly mess, but someone's gotta do it. And it's right about time he did. They made Watchmen without the slimy squid, and he'll have you know that that's pretty low, but not quite like the standards of the 90s kid. Setting ablaze crossovers, one-shots and tie-ins, Linkara stands in reality defiance atop the fourth wall, looking down on us all. Of course, don't you know anything about science? There would be better books on his shelf if you sought to sold them to Mephisto, and now there's nothing left to do but share the scrapings at the bottom of the barrel with you. Linkara, he is a man punch. What's that on his arm? Linkara, can't seem to fix the continuity alarm. Linkara, rock and roll, insane, some fella in a tux. Linkara, this comic sucks. Linkara.
Wasn't that great, guys? Wasn't that fantastic? I mean that sincerely, too, because I know there are people that like to lay into Linkara hardcore for innumerable reasons, be it his speech impediment, the fact that he's horrifically unfunny, his weird, deviant sexual appetites. And I can lay into all of those things, but I think one unequivocal fact about Linkara that will stand the test of time, and it's a one net positive, is that his theme song is an absolute banger, and I will not have anyone argue otherwise. All right, seriously, that I mean that as sincerely as possible. So, welcome to the stream. I apologize for my lateness. I'm not even gonna pretend like it's anything other than my own technical incompetence, because when it says I press the stream button, and then I press the stream button, and then I forgot to press the button that said go live. So I listened to that song about twice, and you guys only listened to it once. But I guess that makes me doubly privileged. But Draw Fiend, I see what you said there. Take it easy. Go easy on old Louis. He was but a callow youth when he wrote his novels. Like, that is true. And I want to specify this. I'm not necessarily laying into Louis. I know people think it's not fair to malign something that someone wrote when they were a dumb preteen or a dumb teenager, and I think that's true. I'm not mocking him in the sense that, like, I'm saying that he's a bad person or he was a shit writer then, so he's a shit writer now, although I'll put money on him probably being a shit writer now based on his creative output as of recently, but that's neither here or there. No. I counter that point with two things. One, I like laughing at people, irregardless of who they are. I don't care who you are or what situation you're in. I'm not saying that I'm going to laugh at homeless people. No, funny is funny to me. And Lewis's writing is horrifically bad and always funny to, fun to poke at. And two, I like laughing at people, but you know what's even more satisfying? Laughing at a giant fucking asshole. And I mean that sincerely. Linkara, Louis Lovhaug, is a gigantic tool, a giant asshole. And I feel no shame in making fun of him because of that. And let me be clear about this. Because people think that, well, is it a political thing? Like, anyone who's ever been on his Twitter, for God's sakes. And for one thing, why are you even on Twitter? Just so you can get yelled at or get into slap fights with strangers online, of course. No. It's because Louis is unbearably smug, and that's a symptom of internet fame to begin with, I think so. Him and his a fair amount of his, hanger-ons from Channel Awesome. And the funny thing is, with that Change the Channel document that everyone that came out, and everyone was lighting the nostalgia critic on fire for being shit, and being shit when it came to taking care of his company and how he treated everyone. And everyone was on the side of the people who contributed to that document. But as time went on, and Doug has essentially kind of moved on from that, and it really occurred to me that Doug manages to go on because he does not conduct himself like a smug asshole. Now, I'm not saying he isn't one, but I've never seen Doug lay into people for being, for his fans specifically, for talking shit. I've seen him make fun of them, but that's it. Louis will attack you if you say like, "Hey, man, I don't agree." He's basically a thin-skinned bitch, and there's nothing more fun when it comes to people with thin skin than to lay into them and make them tremendously upset. So that's why I'm going to be doing this here. And also, let me just get right into this. I had some trouble here trying to figure out which one of these stories is the first of the Angel Army saga, the series of books that Louis read or wrote when he was a wee lad, when he was still sucking on his mama's nipple, when he was just a wee little ankle biter. I take back the second to last thing I said, because I don't want to say anything bad about Linkara's parents, because from everything I've been told by people who don't like him, they all agree that his parents are wonderful people. But yeah, let's see. And let's get right into the meat of things. This is a series of books that little Louis Lovhaug, wrote when he was just a wee lad, called Angel Armor. And let me again. I have to specify a few things before I begin. There are some pretty heady themes when it comes to Lewis's works. Very, very controversial themes, I dare say. And Lewis, in this current day and age, prides himself in being an open social justice advocate and being an open, I'd say maybe leaning more towards radical left leaning personality. And I want to make it clear, I don't think there's a problem with having, those political leanings, regardless of whether you agree with that. I think that if someone has those beliefs, I think they're wholly entitled to that, and they should not be maligned for their beliefs. No, why I malign Lewis is that he's a petulant moral guardian, and then he wrote this. And you're probably thinking like, oh, well, how do these two things line up? Like, okay, Lewis is a left-leaning dude. He's a feminist. So what does that have to do with his works, his written works? oh, we'll see. You'll see real soon. Okay. So let us begin with this prologue. And these are long, by the way. I have to give credit where credit is due. I have tried to sit down to write before many a times. And, I can really, if I'm lucky if I get at least 10 pages. I give kudos to Lewis for having the patience to actually write a book. I mean that sincerely too. I really do think it takes a level of patience that is Herculean to be able to write an actual book. That made me connect to the breastfeed at 16 guy from that True Animated Story channel. I don't entertain that. Okay, how do I permaban people? Okay, no deviancy in my chat. Even secondhand deviancy. Prologue. Take heed and bear witness to the writings contained herein, because they are the prophecies of the Linkara, the angelic protector of sin, when the Queen of the Sun and the Queen of the Moon meet in shape. I like how, official titles, Queen of the Sun and Queen of the Moon, are not capitalized, but Linkara is. You guys see it? Because I know that there are some people, as we go along, when we get into some of the kind of murkier details of this book, will say, you know what, I don't think Lewis really wrote this. It seems very much out of character for him to write this. I beg to differ. It's right there. The main character's name is Lewis, and for some reason, I don't know what the fuck this dude's deal is. He, growing up, was obsessed with the term Linkara and putting it in almost all of his written works. I don't know why. And he thought that no one would connect the dots. Whatever. Woe be to the inhabitants of sin, for evil cast down on the wave of darkness. I'm trying to do a Linkara impression. Yes, it is a self-insert. And the farmers shall wither and die. The farmers shall wither and die, and the merchants bludgeoned by their own items of trade. Woe be to the armies of sin, for they shall be powerless to stop the evil. The shining knights shall be corrupted, and the kindest king shall breathe fire upon their subject. What? Literally? I can't tell that's in a figurative sense, like it's like a waxing poetic over here. Woe be to the children of sin, for evil crushes beings of all size and age beneath its heels. Wise an aged... What the fuck? The wise and aged hearts. Why is he called Linkara? Is there a story there? I have no idea. For some reason, I think he just really likes how it sounds. I don't know. I think maybe he started out in this series and he just kept that name for when he decided to make his little comic review show. The wise and aged hearts shall burst, while young and strong crumble to dust. Know that the evil is servants. What? The evil is servants by the color of the life giver. Well, okay. I'm trying to the evil. Okay, with the apostrophe S, evil is servants by the okay, the color of the life giver. The hue shall be dark as pitch. The color, its color darker. That's the wrong answer, Lewis. Again, he was 15, so I'll give some pass when it comes to the grammatical errors. It is color darker than the hierarchy of its peak. The servants who renounce themselves warriors of evil shall be cloth and sable metal, and their faces never showing joy. By the way, for those who don't know what that means, basically the blacker you are, the more evil you are. I look again. I will not. I'm not the kind of person to interpret things in the most uncharitable manner possible. I mean that sincerely. I don't like doing it. I don't like when other people do it. That's one of the things I can't stand about this day and age of social media, where you post one thing and if one person sees it sees it in a different context, it doesn't matter what context you said it in. But Linkara is one of those people who adhere to that mindset, so I will hold him accountable to his own standards. Servants who Linkara hashtag cancel Louis Lovhaug party. Servants who work for in secret shall no, I don't. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. I don't really want that. I don't like Louis Lovhaug, but I don't want anyone to be without a job. It's bullshit. Especially some shit he wrote when he was 15. Seriously, leave him alone. Servants who work in secret shall smile and laugh and act like those around them, and they shall be clothed like the citizens of sin. After the great sorrow that befalls sin comes to full bloom, the heavens shall demand the queen of air smites down one of the darkness's higher servants. I don't know what any of this means, by the way. And at that sign, the people of sin is hearts, shall grow stronger, and they shall learn to manipulate fire, water, and lightning. Many shall summon the strength of the wills of men to fight back against the darkness, but shall fall or fail, because the darkness consumes both weakness and strength. Alas, the evil shall consume the hearts of mortal men. How many times did he say alas or something? The evil shall confront the hearts of mortal men and women and children. None shall be spared from its grasp, neither rich nor poor. Good and evil shall be intertwined against an evil greater than either. Demons of every color and size shall pour upon the 6 lands, and no sword, no arrow can pierce their mighty skin. The world of sin shall cry out, and the heavens for a light that can remove their evil. Their cries shall not be answered. Excerpt from the prophecies of the Linkara, first scroll, first verse. Okay. Prophecy of the Link. I love that. Chapter 1. Aren't you supposed to have the prologue be separate, or is this just how... I'm assuming that this is just how it's formatted when they put it into PDF. Excuse me. Within the end days of the beginning. As usual, I've been led into a bad situation because of you. Well, forgive me for wanting to... Okay, who's who? Well, forgive me for wanting to separate... Damn it, Lewis. Forgive me for wanting to get to class on time. Louis Weinstein. Louis Weinstein. No, from now on, fuck it. He's Louis Weinstein. I don't give a fuck. Louis Weinstein sighed and sat back on the chair. He tapped the heel of his foot rapidly in impatience, waiting for his turn to go into the principal's office. Louis was a now 14-year-old freshman at Hillside High School. Give me 1 second, everybody. I want to look that up. I want to know if this is... Okay, Louis Lovhaug High School. I want to see if that's actually where he went to school. If he was really stupid enough to actually, I'm going hard on him for this little thing, but at the same time, that was prior to the internet really taking off, and doxing wasn't that big of an issue to some people. Although as a kid, I was a lot more paranoid about people stumbling upon. I was paranoid in a different sense. I thought someone would find where I lived and come to my house and kill me or some shit. No, it doesn't appear to be that. No, I guess not. He's not that. He's a little bit more savvy than I expected. He slouched back in his. What was it? He had short, dark brown hair, which his hands were running through in a sign of stress. He blinked, looking at the reflection of himself in the glass opposite of him. He stared into his eyes, seeing slight bags under the hazy blue color. He slouched back in the chair, leaning his head back against the wall behind him. The boy next to him was 15, but also a freshman. His hair was lighter brown, his eyes considerably bluer than Lewis's. But how the fuck do we get from that fantasy monologue to high school? Well, you got to put your best foot forward, man. You gotta get everyone really amped up. You got to get them interested. You got to get them really firing on all cylinders. He was sitting comfortably in his chair, a smirk on his face. Oh, this guy. Oh, this is the cool guy, the troublemaker, the ne'er-do-well. Oh, I get it. I feel you. His name was Trevor Hagen. A standard high school freshman with an attitude so overconfident that it will make Oliver North blush. He looked over at Louis, who was obviously upset at the situation the two were in. Let's run to our class, Louis. Listen. What? Oh, he's making fun of him. Let's run to our class, Louis. There'll be no problem, Louis. Trevor, I'm going to be in freaking detention now because of how stupid tardy, which could have been erased by the beginning of the next trimester. Louis hissed at him. Trevor rolled his eyes. Oh, geez, Louis, get over it. Detentions happen, and I'm trying to do a Mars Girl impersonation. Not dopey enough, though. Yep. Yeah. That's the thing with all of Linkara's work. He always happens to be the chosen one. I keep calling him Linkara instead of Louis, but whatever. I don't know. And you should get over it. It's not my fault. It's the past Nazis' fault. Oh my. Oh, this is I mean, I can't tell if that's supposed to be a subtle reference to the soup Nazi. Remember anyone who watched Seinfeld? I have a beverage here, and it's hot in here, so I'm turning my air conditioning on. Well, the past Nazi goes on a regular schedule, and if you had given me the chance to check the damn seat, I could have made her move. I made of her movements. This whole thing would have been avoided. Can you imagine being that anal about shit? You make a fucking chart of the hall monitor. Okay, well, they're regularly around this. Wow. That sounds like something that Louis would actually do as a kid. That's another thing. Why are you swearing more often now? I thought you were Christian. Louis looked over him. Just because I'm a Christian, that doesn't mean I have to watch my language. Where high schoolers do, it's not like the most inappropriate thing. But you have to adapt to the surroundings we're in now. What happened then that Louis went from... Wait, scroll down. Wait, I didn't even notice that. Wait, trimester. This is a school or a pregnancy story. Well, look, same difference, really. Sorry. Let me adjust this thingahoos in my whatchamacallit, my thingamabob. I need to keep up with the others. Be with the cool kids at school. Let's see. Seriously, what happened to like Louis that all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm in a high school. I can swear up a storm all I fucking want. And then in his videos, like going out of his way to swear. I was like, if anyone could stomach his Atop the Fourth Wall movie, like that's one of the points where, like, he thought it was a big deal that at the end of the movie his character finally swore. It's called cement. Yes. Oh, sorry. It was Trevor's turn to let out a disgruntled sigh. A slight creaking noise was heard on the floor of a principal's office, and opened up, and a girl walked out of it and out of it and out of the main office. Louis, Trevor, you come in now. I should do a Doug Walker impersonation, but I don't think my pitch goes that high. The two boys stood up and walked into the office. Louis closing it behind him. Closing what behind him? Closing the door. If you're gonna say closing the door, you should specify that. Linkara doesn't swear to keep his show family friendly while he's reviewing books about drug addicts and shit like that. And I get like the YouTube algorithm is a motherfucker, but I don't buy into that excuse anymore. Although from what I've been told, his mom is not very fond of swearing, and that's partially. I think that has something to do with it. I'm not making fun of him for that one, by the way. Again, I have nothing but nice things to say about his parents because they actually do seem like cool people. He can't swear because Santa Christ beats him in the eyes if he tries. Is that Doug Walker's punishment for him? Like, did he tell him you got to be PC in your videos? And like, but Doug, I'm past high school. And then Doug puts on the Santa Christ outfit and like canes him. I was like, ho, what's your name? What's your name? And like, my name is Lois. No, your name's Linkara. Let's see. Louis and Trevor sat down once more behind the more comfortable seats within the office. Haldred put on a pair of glasses, looking at the disciplinary report in front of him. Louis narrowed his eyes a little at the principal. Even though he knew he was a kind man, it was one thing that television made Louis distrust. Bald man in glasses and a suit. Haldred put down the report and looked over to him. Would you care to explain your side of this? He asked. Louis leaned back in his chair, preparing to casually explain. What? I can't not picture Louis Lovhaug like I know it's like picturing like a 15-year-old or 14-year-old Louis. I'm like picturing like 30-something-year-old Linkara leaning back in his seat trying to look cool. Well, I was having a conversation with Trevor here in the hallway, and we sort of lost track of time, realizing that we had to get to class before the bell rang. We ran here. However, the path Nazi, Amanda. Harold had interrupted. Her name is Amanda. Right. Yes, right, Amanda. However, Amanda saw us running and gave us detention because we were running. Well, yes, that's... I can totally see Doug caning Linkara does not seem on a character for even... Look. I don't like Doug Walker as a content creator, and he seems like a fucking idiot, but that's the worst thing you can say about him. He seems like a idiot who doesn't know how untalented he is, and he doesn't know how to manage shit. But at the same time, I hold, in regards to who I hold more in contempt as people, I put Linkara on the bottom. And my reason for that is because when all that shit was going down and he was sticking around and he was basically playing devil's advocate for Doug, he didn't like jump ship until it became socially acceptable for him to do so. And granted, you can cut ties with anyone for a number of reasons, and there's a lot of reasons you could cut ties with Doug Walker. But pretending that you had a problem with it, like I always had a problem with Doug. I was there to like I was there to try to save the sinking ship. I was trying to be there for the bullshit, you fucking fedora wearing, chicken nugget eating piece of shit. And again, I'm not saying that I hold it against him for leaving. I have it against him for pretending that he was like, he always wants to take the moral high ground, and that's what I can't stand about him. And like, you can't take let's be honest, like, I'm here because I want to get promoted. Like, fine, whatever. Like, whatever, dude. And for those who are arguing, yes, I am indeed yelling about a guy who is more fiscally successful than yours truly, and it makes me happy. Is it normal for students to give detention to other students in the U.S.? I think that's what we had hall monitors for. Yeah, I think they still have hall monitors. Or I think you're supposed to get a demerit and then a few demerits and then you get a pass and you take it to the teacher. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Right. However, Amanda saw us running and gave us detention slip because we were running. And now, because we argue with her about it, she sent us down here. And we've missed more class than we would have if we just let it slide. Louis explained. Heldridge looked over at Trevor. Do you have anything to add? Trevor shook his head. Heldridge shrugged his head. Well, I partly agree with Amanda. Running in the halls is against school policy. However, I understand the situation you were in. I'll let it slide. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. I'd rather not have to deal with the new trimester of 2 weeks of detention with you two. I was just reading that. It's like, look, I have to deal with my male pregnancy. It's a fetish. Don't judge. And like, I gotta push a baby out of my urethra. I'm not dealing with this stress and also dealing with you at the same time. I'm not having it. The two nodded and stood up, preparing to leave. Louis opened the door to his office and walked out with Trevor. The two quickly exited the main office and went down to the lobby of the lobby of the high school. It's the school high school. They waited until they were far from the office and began to speak once more. We dodged a bullet that time, Trevor stated. Yes, we did. We're going to have to stop talking in the hallway. In fact, I might just have to stop speaking altogether. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who would appreciate that, Trevor said with a smile. Louis grinned at Trevor. Oh, shut up. Trevor grinned. Well, okay, you don't need to constantly specify who's talking. Like, there's only two characters here. You just separate the paragraphs, and I know there's a new person talking. Urethra Burke. Congratulations, Vincent. You gave material to Tom Six, the creator of Human Ten. Is that what that dickhead's name is? How do you make a story about someone whose mouth is getting sewn to another person's asshole and make it so fucking boring? And then you make the sequel, which is just It's not disgusting. It's not cringeworthy. It's just embarrassing. Louis stared out the window of the bus. He recalled all the events of the day, from the groggy, slow beginning of English class to attempted detention by the past Nazi, to the open discussion about Mr. Korma's, what is with these names? Mr. Korma's civics class. Louis looked back at the bus, glaring in anger, because the kids in the back were again attempting to harass the driver. After the third insult, Louis finally shouted an insult back at them, and they were silenced. Whoa. Okay. Has anyone ever listened to that video? It was like an interview with the developer of those Empire Wrestling games, M. Dickey, and someone said, like, were you ever bullied as a kid? Like, bro, I bullied the bullies. Like, yeah, Louis is like, he's just like, hey, it's that lisping voice. They're harassing the driver. Like, I'm just imagining these gangbangers up front, and it's like throwing shit at him, blowing rocks at him, like, hey, you guys, you knock it off, you knuckleheads. And like, oh shit, Louis, I don't mean no disrespect, fam. Yeah, man, we don't need to make it like that, bro. He smiled, enjoying the fact that he had once again done his duty in slapping the idiots out of the Oh, wow. So you know what? I'm glad I was starting to get a little bit drained when it comes to it because not much is happening, and I keep going on tangents. But this is a very welcome window into the mindset of a young Louis. We can see where the seed of smugness and self-righteousness blossom into a fedora-wearing, Cheeto-eating edgelord. He had once again done his duty of flapping the idiots in the society he lived in and defending his fellow human being. He quickly returned his eyes to the outside window and yawned briefly from his tiredness. When he opened his eyes after the yawn, he noticed the store outside. He raised an eyebrow in confusion, never having noticed the store at this point. Louis looked further down the road, checking the road sign not far ahead. The bus was stopped at a stoplight. And down the road, checking the signs not far ahead. The bus stopped at the stoplight, giving the time he needed. Sorry. I actually backtrack for a second. Time he needed to see what was on Terrence Road. On this way, on the county road, yes. County Road J. He looked back in the store to see what he had seen. Because of the fact that he had not seen it before this day, Louis was surprised to notice the store appeared to be rather old. The white paint had been laid over the brick walls, was discolored and chipping. The door was wooden, and the corners showing obvious wear and a dead look to it. The worn-out painting sign indicated the name of the store, Antique. There's supposed to be a little sign in Antiques. You can tell that Linkara was constantly made fun of the school, the poor, belligerent, and morally superior galaxy brain. People just don't understand, okay? People don't understand Linkara. He's special, okay? Linkara was very special, okay? Like, they just don't understand. That's why, I would love to find out that he was also the prototypical incel. I have a feeling he was. Like, why won't girls go out with me? He tried to peer through the windows without luck, seeing only a complicated wooden toy boat in one window and a grandfather clock in another. Louis. Yeah? He called out, turning his head around. Louis had expected to see someone sitting near him because the voice that had spoken his name seemed clear and loud, like it was somewhere close by him. However, there was no one near him that seemed to be indicating that they were the one who spoken. The wording of this is kind of peculiar. Like, it's very, very... like a lot of words, just a lot of words. How you doing, Blue Moon Samurai? And it will get better, I promise you. Again, we're gonna this is as I said, we're gonna be like looking at the sea. We're gonna be watching one of those sped up footage, those videos where you get to watch something in real time, but it's sped up. We're gonna watch this tree blossom into like something beautiful. I promise you that. He turned his head back to the window, but realized the bus was moving once more. He sighed, thought about returning to it later and checking out. He stepped off the bus and waved goodbye to the bus driver. She smiled and returned the goodbye as he rode off, leaving Louis in the corner of Plains Avenue and Roseland Drive. He smiled, looking up at the spring sun that shined down on him. He slung his book back over his shoulder and reached the flannel over his shirt pocket in the right hand. He pulled out a pair of sunglasses with a golden frame and placed them over his eyes. Oh my goodness. He's such a cool dude. Oh yeah, this is the apex of manliness right here, like casually telling the teacher off, mouthing off at the, negotiating with the school principal, getting on the bus, stopping ne'er-do-wells from harassing the poor female bus driver. Let's be clear about that. He's a female bus driver, which only makes it even better. Then he comes down to the sunshine and puts his super cool swag sunglasses on. With a golden frame, not gold line, golden, as solid gold. This man's a player. Watch the fuck out, Kanye West. Oh, I got diamonds embedded in my teeth. Well, you ain't Louis Lovhaug, okay? This was his favorite pair because the dark glasses used to protect his eyes were only covered his eyes and nothing more. What? The dark glass used to protect his eyes covered only the eyes and nothing more. Yeah, that's what sunglasses do. What the fuck? What does that mean? Are you talking about like circle shades where it like mostly covers your... What is... Okay. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but the bus driver smiling at him. Do you think that Louis' only friend in high school was the bus driver? Oh, that's great. I don't know. From what I think, Louis had friends in high school. Maybe, you know. He walked down the street and breathed in the relatively clean air of the neighborhood. Louis walked into the driveway of his home, going up the slight slant and stopping at the entry panel row for his garage door. He lifted up the covering for it and typed 1134. The door made a humming sound as it lifted up off the ground and up to the ceiling of the garage. I know how garages work. Come on, please. Good. The two spots reserved for his cars were empty, indicating his parents weren't home. He walked over to the entrance of his house and pressed a large gray button on the wall, shutting the garage door and opening the main door to the house. Hey, is anybody home? He called out into his house. Louis was standing in the laundry room, a narrow hallway that held a washer, dryer, and a large sink. He wiped his feet on the mat floor. Yeah, I'm here, bro. Walking past the door with his older brother, George. He stood a few inches taller than Louis, despite the fact he was 17 and looked about 21. And despite the fact that he looked 17 looked about 21, his dark hair and long and tied back into a ponytail. He had a beard in his chin and light blue sunglasses over his eye. Why is he wearing sunglasses inside the house? He probably does think he's attractive as Brad. He also thinks that he can sing as well. Like he has that character of Harvey Wine voice. Harvey. That's the second. I didn't do that. I swear to God, I didn't do that on purpose. Harvey Fine voice. Harvey Wine's voice. And it's basically like a character who's like a crooner. And he's apparently at conventions has like sang. And as someone who has listened to him, he's not the worst I've heard, but it's one of those things. Like, you remember when fucking Chris Chan thought, like, oh, I sound, I can sing a little bit too. I can do a little Dean Martin, like, Although I will say, I will not have this question. That I Need a Hero video from Chris Chan is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. You can't let go of the Weinstein jokes. No, fuck no. Never. They're like, shit, that's my new, measuring stick of deviancy. His eyes were the thing that attracted the most attention. Around the eyes was a golden ring that glowed when exposed to... What the fuck? So he had, around the eyes was a golden ring that glowed when exposed to light. So he had yellow eyes. Okay? The golden ring was a hazy blue color that occasionally changed to dark... what? I for a second I thought that it was talking about his sunglasses, but like this dude has magic. Oh my god! Another comparison to fucking Chris Chan. Two eyes, different colors, and this guy's got eyes that are constantly changing color. Apparently, he wore a black T-shirt and white overshirt, sleeves rolled up to the elbows. He wore dark jeans and a black belt through him with combat boots on his feet. Oh my god, this guy's so... Does he have a switchblade? And he pulls it out. It's actually a comb to comb it through his... He takes a fucking rubber band off his ponytail and it like comes back up into a pompadour because he's just so much of a radical dude. Hey bro, where are you heading off to? Louis said, putting his backpack on the chair in the living room. Christian house. We're going to study for the sociology exams. And yes, Mom and Dad know. He said, grabbing his bag on the floor and walking past Louis. Okay, I just needed to know if I should cover for you or something. See you later, bro, George said, walking out of the garage. Louis merely nodded and allowed him to leave. Louis shivered. And, okay, we know who's... He's the only person there. He is the only person there. I don't need you to specify every time that he's talking. He has a switchblade comb, and probably owns at least one katana. At least one. What kind of... Okay, if you have only one katana, you're just a straight up poser. I'll just tell you that right now, all right? All right, you gotta own 10 katanas and a ninja star, a few ninja stars, and then you have a Naruto headband, and you gotta have those stupid leg warmers that they have for some reason, even though it's not cold where they are. And yet, Louis shivered and looked around himself, a cold chill running down his spine. He looked around himself again, thinking that there was someone around the house, in the house with him. He glanced around all directions quickly, trying to discern where the voice had come from. "Hello?" He called out quickly. "You must go, Louis." Louis blinked, and then was this like a vision that Louis had? And it's like, "Go, Louis, you must try out for atop the fourth wall. You must try out for that guy with the glasses.com." Okay, allowed him to leave, so Linkara clearly has to... Reading. He looked around the ground, still not certain as to the identity of the voice. It sounded like someone like an adult male, but there was an underlying voice in it, of a female child, and yet the vice versa also laid the vice versa. Okay, I don't... I'm fairly certain that's not how you use that term, but whatever. And a male child and a female adult. Okay, to whom am I speaking to? Louis inquired. "You must leave this place now." "Why?" "Leave." "Okay, fine. If I've watched enough anime and science fiction, and to know when a strange voice starts talking to you, you do what it said. Where should I... Is that Charles Manson's excuse? And it's like, look, leave me alone. Like, I gotta go tell people to cut a baby out of someone's womb. Okay, King Kai told me to. I can't help what I'm hearing. You know, Charles Manson was that OG Dragon Ball fan. Like, he didn't wait for that he didn't fucking wait for Toonami to come overseas. He went directly to Japan and read the manga in person. He felt shaking hands with Akira Toriyama, and this guy thinking like, oh, I got hippie fans, great. Not knowing what was really happening. That's my headcanon now, by the way. Charles Manson was told by King Kai to murder people. I love that, by the way. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm so cool. I'm very aloof to hearing voices in my head. Let's see. To the first market that your eyes took notice to after an end of an era. That's a word salad statement right there. Louis was already putting his coat on and heading out of the garage. He stopped when he heard the last thing spoken of. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Go to the first market that your eyes took notice after the end of an era. I heard you the first time, but couldn't you clarify a little? He requested. Go to the first market that you're... Oh, can the freaking metaphor and tell me where I'm going. The first took notice after Louis grumbled loudly. I hope you rot in hell, you stupid. Go to the... I'm going. Linkara is our generation's Joan of Arc. Not pretty enough. Joan of Arc is always depicted as a very pretty lady, even though... I think she was like a little girl, wasn't she? Like, was she like 11 or 12 or some shit? It doesn't matter to them. They lit that bitch on fire. That's not nice to say. Why did I say that? I don't know. Then again, what do you think was going to happen? We're going to take on an entire nation of people because a voice in your head told you to. Louis closed his eyes briefly to savor the moment he was in. He was riding his bike on the sidewalk, the wind blowing in his face, cooling him down. He hadn't heard that strange voice since he left his home. He was quite thankful for him. God forbid any strange voice that someone hears is anything but cryptic. Oh, well, I guess I should probably try to figure out what they meant, he said to himself. Like, I love how he's just accepting this. He's just jumping at it. Just jumping at the opportunity to, Linkara, there's so much blood. Why did you do this? Oh, my God. There's so many dead bodies here. Like, the voice in my head told me to. And then he told me to burn the body. And am I the only one that heard I'm going on thought of, I'm working on it. No, pretty much. God forbid any strained voice of someone hears anything but cryptic. Oh, okay. Louis pulled on the handlebars, which doubled as brakes. The bike came to a slow stop, making a slight screeching sound. Louis got off and pulled the... I'm just going to say he when it says Louis more than once. The bike came to a stop and made a screeching sound. He got off and pulled it to the side, underneath the tree to get out of the sun. He sat down after putting the bike against the tree. Go to the first market that your eye took notice of after the end of an era. Okay, what do they mean by an end of the era? Nothing ended except for the second trimester, Louis said. They are really fixated on their principal's male pregnancy. Okay, I mean, I know it's it's kind of weird. It's not something that you see that often. You know, a man pushing basically a bowling ball out of his, a garden hose. But don't judge. Again, it's 2000. Well, it's gonna be 2020 one day. In his time, it's very far off. But I think they need to show some respect for this man's kink. Oh, that is sweet. Market, let's see. Okay, a mall. Immediately, he snapped his fingers, realizing where they had been, where they were referring to. Okay, then, go to the first market that took notice. Your eye took notice of the second day of the trimester. Okay, well, my eyes noticed something I saw. Go to the first market you saw the second trimester. Market, okay, let's see. A mall, some shops, maybe just one shop, he speculated out loud like a weirdo. I mean, I don't want to presume, maybe. I hear voices in my head, but, the doctor told me that comes naturally after what I've done. He looked up at the snapped his fingers at once. The antique shop. The antique shop that I checked down. Go to the antique shop you saw like in the second trimester. This is like a really big fucking stretch, okay? Like, I understand, like, I guess they wanted to make it seem like, oh, Louis is he has a detective mindset. He's, like, so inquisitive, and his deductive skills are amazing. But, I don't know, these are kind of leaps of logic here. But then again, this is the same dude that got on his bike and, like, rode downtown, I guess, to look for a store because the leprechaun that lives in his head told him to burn things. Pulling his bike, he got back on it. He immediately began pedaling, recalling his thoughts to the location of the shop along the road. Louis pressed his hands on the handlebars. You don't need to specify that again. Stopping the bike in front of the shop, he looked over, bringing up the image of what looked like that I'd seen in the bus window before. The door still looked rotten and weak, paint-chipped and discolored. Louis parked his bike on outside the shop, leaning against parts of it. He looked up and attempting to communicate with a higher power. Okay, weird voice, do I go in? There was no response. Louis smiled and suggested, okay, or perhaps I had a touch of insanity. Maybe I should go back home. Go inside. Haha, that's what I thought. Again, this is kind of weird, kind of fucking weird that this dude, like, is just so nonplussed by the voices in his head telling him to do things. And it's like, yes. Obvious mental instability. I'm hearing the voices again. Ho ho. Oh, that cheeky Louis, huh? That little rascal. Oh, there's Louis again. Yeah, he cutting open the bellies of squirrels because, I don't know, fucking big man in the sky told him to. That little scamp. Louis took the handle of this, again. Louis laughed, and Louis took the hold of the handle and opened it. A bell jingled to indicate someone had entered. An attendant from a nearby counter looked up from the magazine that he wore for people before returning it. He looked about over 65. I don't know why I was about to say 25. And a gray hair and wrinkly skin. A pair of reading glasses over his eyes. He obviously didn't seem to take his job too seriously. Based on what? The fact that he was reading because literally no one was there? Okay, Louis. Okay, 14-year-old Louis, you judgmental dick. Louis shrugged at the man's reaction and began to explore the shop. Wooden shelves lined up and down the walls up and down, filled with wooden trinkets made from Oh, I about to say wooden trinkets made from copper. I about to say, if Louis became a serial killer, we lose so many innocent love pills to his evil machinations. Well, that's already happening. You know, I don't put like those little Pokemon pillows that he has on his set. I don't doubt for a second. I know what those things. Those pillows have seen some shit. I bet you. I bet you anything. With wooden trinkets, objects made of paper, the small wall of model ships of ages ranging from 50 to 200 years. Their sizes varied, and one small houseboat and Spanish naval ship. He walked over to investigate, looking for those British vessel that he might be able to give his science teacher, Mr. Wainwright. What is with these names? Wainwright was of British origin, and Lewis thought he might give a gift to one of his favorite teachers. He found one particular one, a wooden model of one of the ships made by the British to defeat the Spanish Armada when they had attempted to invade and conquer England back in the 1600s. Lewis, I don't care about any of this. Get to the point. He examined the floor beneath him with a little, mentally noting the clicking sound and made it over it. It looks like the objects of architectural store made of wood. The gray floor indicated that the particular wood was dead and had been so for a long time. Lewis continued speculating that this place had been a different sort of purpose a long time ago, but now this is just what that shop was. What? Now was just the shop that it was, excuse me. Okay, Lewis, time to analyze the facts once more. About half an hour ago, you saw this store and thought that someone had spoken to you. But why am I doing it so slow? I think it's more impressive than Vince said. I think he wants to really think it's smart and impressive. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's like I'm writing a book about fucking this dude who, like, is hearing voices in his head telling him to conquer France with his trusty penknife. And he's on a ship. Like, by the way, did you know? I don't know. Fucking Sonny Liston was the first ever heavyweight boxing champion to blah blah blah. Like, yeah, I know a lot about boxing. Did you guys know? Okay, Lewis, time to analyze the facts once more. About half an hour ago, you first saw this store and thought that someone had spoken to you. And you thought that it was just your imagination. When you go home, the voice spoke again, when desperate enough to get you here, but couldn't flat out tell you to do it. And now you're here, walking around an old cheap antique shop you've never been before. Lewis spoke to himself. Suddenly his eyes went wide and he slapped himself in the forearm. And you didn't email Mom to tell that you were leaving. Arg! Are we really getting a recap of things at page? Yes. Because, again, Lewis, it's that kind of quirky, early 2000s dialogue that was permeated the books of the time. Lewis sighed but then shrugged. Well, if this is anything like TV, books, or movies, anime, etc., there's probably something incredible and extraordinary here that will make that seem rather insignificant in my mind. Lewis chuckled and sighed, shaking his head a little. Life's not a TV show, Lewis. Stop fooling yourself. Hell, I might find a nice gift for somebody. I mean, this is a pretty decent store. Why are you talking out loud like this? Like, could you imagine the old man on the counter? Like, you haven't had a customer in a long time. You're reading your magazine. Like, ah, fuck it. You know, this soda. This little sped comes in. Like this, again, 30-plus-year-old Linkara walking in. He's got, like, he smells like chicken nuggets and fucking baby lotion for some reason. You're coming in, like, looking around your place, like, looking at the floor and shit, like, okay, Lois, let's recap of where we are. And you hear him mumbling to himself and, like, laughing, like, oh, there's, like, TV and movies. And, like, oh, I bet I could get a gift for some. Despite the fact that it's strong whiskey. I mean, this is a pretty decent store, despite the fact that it's strong enough good whiskey to make this plate fall over like a ton of bricks. It's like that fucking Family Guy joke where Peter goes around, like, that time I decided to narrate my own life. That's, like, this unironic. That was a joke. This is, like, for real. How you doing, fish stick on a stick? Fish stick on a stick. More like fish penis. Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Louis suddenly realized that while he had been talking to himself, he'd been walking through the aisles of the store. It's a good thing that Louis isn't black, or else he'd raise a little bit of suspicion. He's just like window shopping in the store and like talking to himself. Like, okay, it's just like, okay, he's talking about like a voice in his head. Is that like a code word for his friends on his walkie-talkie to come and rob the store from the back? He was now in the section of armors and weapons. He raised a brow, examining the dusty metallic objects lining the shelves. Swords and daggers and glass display cases, probably the cleanest of the items with a particular idol. The armors varied from gold to copper to silver to many, many more. The torso armors were hanging on the top shelves. He decided to look at the aisle to see what he can find. There were gauntlets of varying color and size level. He smiled and what the fuck? What? And imagine the image of him punching Osama bin Laden in the face with one of his gauntlets appearing in his mind. What? Hero to us all, ladies and gentlemen. Linkara. Like when he sees these cool weapons, first thing he thinks is, I can't wait to give that terrorist son of a bitch a piece of my mind. Weapons and armors. What antique shop has those? I've seen them. I've seen them in pawn shops and shit. Usually, I mean, there was like a kind of pseudo antique shop / army store from when I used to live, and I would go there and they had like all kinds of like old, like mostly Civil War weapons, like Civil War and like items that were used in World War I that they held on to and restored. I looked at them. I thought they were the bee's knees, but I didn't get any. However, one gauntlet suddenly stuck out in front of him, a golden one, and dust and cobwebs covering it. It was a foot and a half long, with golden armoring covering the other all sides. He reached from the shelf and pulled it out. Some cobwebs coming with it had been attached to the shelf. He looked it over, one eyebrow raised. I wonder, he said to himself. Louis slipped down the sand inside of him and pushing the sand slightly. He felt the soft interior, surprising enough like velvet. When he let his hands go through the other end of 5 rings attached to each set and sides to slide through. It was a perfect fit. Hey, maybe I should buy. Louis stopped talking. He looked up from the gauntlet. He was no longer in an antique shop. Now he was in a dense forest. Oh, crap. I will don these artifacts and become the light bringer. I will gather all the Infinity Stones, and then I can make girls like me. I'm going to erase all the racists off of Reddit. Let me see. Chapter 2, where the questions spur. Okay. I'm going to slap myself and wake up. Louis slapped himself open palm against his cheek, causing stinging sensation to go through his face. That was like the most anticlimactic fucking teleportation to a mystical world, by the way. Like, he puts on this weird looking gauntlet. The description of the gauntlet didn't even seem like otherworldly. Like when you read all those books from past, like Percy Jackson, the Olympians, describing getting his like weird pen sword the first time. And like it's neatly trimmed and neatly embroidered, and like it takes the pens off, like and the cap off, and then like switches in a certain way, and it's like it's impressive, and it's like not overly flowery, but just enough description to make you realize like, oh, this thing is important. And then like he found a gauntlet, it was pretty. He put it on like, this is pretty neat. What? I'm in the land of Oz. Is this the little antique shop where Linkara bought his magic gun and son of the little girl Silent? Hey, he got that from Silent Hill, man. Keep up with the lore, bro. Louis was in medieval fantasy world where he assumed that he would be in a badass savior, but was quickly beaten with an inch of his life because he was in such horrific shape. Imagine, I don't know if anyone played Ni no Kuni. Imagine Ni no Kuni with like Linkara. Like the ferryman comes like, hey, you're the chosen. Oh, he just looks at this doughy, flabby dude like, oh, well, I guess you're the chosen one. God damn it, we're all doomed. Ah, shit. He opened his eyes. He was still in the forest. Ah, shit. I'm not dreaming. The forest that Lewis stood in was thickly dense with the trees and plants. The trees were as tall as redwoods, spanning high into the sky. Their trunks colored not brown, gray, or chestnut, but a teal color. The skin of the trunks were not as rigid or in a disjointed pattern, but smooth as glass. The leaves were the only things that appeared normal, with dark green color to them. Let me see. Lewis was starting to feel sick, unable to decode what just happened. He fell to his knees, breathing quickly and crossed his arms, trying to put some warmth in his shoulders. Yeah, Lewis closed his eyes, continuing to breathe in rapid fashion. His voice turning pale. His lips quivered a little. He gulped and fought back the immense urge to vomit. Is this Lewis's reaction to when people found out about his kinks? Like, it found his old, like, what was it? What was the name of this fucking fan fiction account that he's a Purple Whirlpool or something like that? Or Purple Weedle, some shit like that, where it's like, oh, chill, okay, it's okay, chill out, calm blue ocean, calm blue fucking ocean, he repeated over and over again. Well, yeah, the story of his gun is pretty laughable, and really, that just kind of sums up. Lewis has always been a bad writer. That's just how it is. It was Cyweedle. Yes, it's Cyweedle. And the funny thing is, I didn't hear about that when the Medicare video came out, like making fun of his fan fiction and named Cyweedle and whatnot. That was brought up. That's how some people found out about it. They found out about it like on image boards. I found out about it on a video that he was on. Was from Bennett the Sage reading bad fan fiction. There was a bit where it's like, oh, Bennett has Linkara tied up and he's forcing him to read his fan fiction. And it was a bit where he openly used the Cyweedle account, the Cyweedle name for that video, and he didn't think that people would look into it. And he was like upset when people started to make fun of him, like, hey, I thought, hey, Linkara, I heard you like some chicks with dicks, bro. I heard you're into, I heard that consent isn't a bit of a turnoff for you in terms of your kinks, bro. And again, not saying that Linkara's ever done anything. I'm saying that that's his thing. That's what tickles his pickle. I'm not judging. I'm just mocking. There's a difference. Slowly but surely, he felt his heart rate fall and his breathing slowed to a reasonable level. His stomach started turning and his eyes gradually opened. And the ground beneath him was the one thing that reminded him that it was his home place. The dirt and soil was black and dusty, almost like sand. Lewis smiled. Remember playing on such dirt back when he was a child. The grass, however, was a lot more unfamiliar. Instead of being a standard dark green, it was a light blue-green color that had waved the slightest wind. Is Dragon Ball Z? Is he Planet? You got to teleport to Planet Namek. Yeah, it's Masterpiece Fanfic Theater. It was a crossover between Doctor Who, Sailor Moon, Digimon, and yeah, even longer than Linkara. And for some reason, he kept on to. Again, I don't want to make fun of the dude too much for that. If only like shit he wrote when he was younger. But at the same time, he thought it was a good idea to keep using the same pen name over and over again. And he didn't expect anything to happen from that. You goofy motherfucker. He found covered by a plaid flannel shirt. Yeah, he would be wearing that. Lewis brought the arm over to the low-hanging tree branch and lifted himself up. The knees and arms felt a little weak, but their strength was returning quickly. All of a sudden, he realized that he was still wearing the gauntlet from the antique shop. However, it didn't change significantly. It had the cobwebs and dust that covered it had disappeared, leaving it cleaner than a Catholic nun. I'm not touching that. Its golden color was now glorious and new, like a freshly painted and polished sports car. Lewis brought his other hand into it and slowly slid off. He blinked and examined the refurbished calling. All right. Lewis, examine this logistically. Logical. Oh, sorry, I misread that. Examine this logically. logically. This sort of things happens all the time on TV. Right now, if you haven't traveled back by sometime tomorrow, you've entered another planet or a parallel universe. This gauntlet is probably the gateway between whatever here and home, because when you put it on, you'll end up here. So logically, if you put the gauntlet back on, you should return home. Lewis said to himself. Lewis extended his arm out a little, pushing it into the gauntlet. And when it was to the finger holes, he looked around, expecting to be back in the team shop. Unfortunately, he was still back in still in the forest. Stupid piece of crap! Lewis exclaimed, throwing the gauntlet off and into a tree. He mumbled most of some curses under his breath. He then took a deep breath and relaxing a little. He walked over to the gauntlet and picked it up, putting it back over his hand quickly. Well, you might be able to provide some slight protection to whatever beasties might lurk here. Well, I guess it's time to go out moving. Maybe to find a village or a cottage or a dragon or something. With a little kick to his feet. Can Smog come and, step on him and kill him in an instant? That'll be really nice. With a little kick to his feet, he set out to forest to find answers in a strange place he was now in. 2 Kirkins, that's robbery, sir. Rain, you don't give me the names of characters you have not introduced yet, mister. That's robbery, sir. The Rain Vadir shouted. Take it or leave it, ma'am. You will find no finer Alikian dust than mine. What? Okay. Took it from the mines of the 6th Sondok Mountain when I was a miner there. That's barely any sorcery or magic to use in Irisale, or any town in Turlo for that matter, which is one of the contribute factors of my departure from my beloved homelands. A profit was better made through the sales here than in AMN or than Turlo. That was a word salad statement. It was worthless, and I feel like the time spent trying to read it out loud was time that could have been spent doing something more productive with my life. Rain narrowed her eyes at the dwarf, whose chubby hands were rubbing his own red beard like if it was a pet. Rain figured that the man was no doubt trying to swindle her, because she had seen a familiar Urkin dust on the other end of the market for a cheaper price. However, if the dwarf was telling truth, all right, I'll make you a deal. I'm going to be coming back here tomorrow with shipments of roots that are coming from one store. I'll buy the 2 Kirkins, but I'm going to get some rest of it, the rest of it tomorrow. If it don't meet up to your standards, I'll be back here tomorrow with me money to get me money back, Rain stated. Oh, really? Well, what's to stop you from coming back and just claiming it? It didn't do very well. I get swindled out of some of the best dust on the market and 2 Kirkins, the dwarf rebelled. If you're really a businessman, you should know that sorceresses and sorcerers never lie or cheat. Rain replied with a smile. The dwarf grumbled briefly, knowing this to be true. Oh, very well. So imagine I want to see that scene in The Lord of the Rings, where Sauron comes, or fucking Gandalf's going to Sauron and said, "Hey, homie, I need some help." And Sauron said, we gotta surrender our will to Saruman, or whatever. I don't know. We gotta surrender our will to evil man. And it's like, why would we want to do that? That seems like a bad idea. It's like, hey, it's a good idea. Trust. We're both wizards, Gandalf. We never lie. And it's like, oh, okay. I guess I'll be evil then. So wait, Sun and Moon Queen didn't warrant capitalization, but the dwarf did. I didn't even notice that. What the fuck? Well, I think it's also a thing where, I think it's capitalized because he wants to indicate that it might actually be a recurring character. No, that doesn't make any sense. The Rain smiled, put the 2 silver Kirkins in the store, and a dwarf placed a trowel within the tray, lifting the portion out of it and into a small velvet pouch. He tied the string to close the pouch and handed it to Rain, who smiled and thanked him. However, the dwarf still grumbled about it. Rain walked away, tossing her long black hair over her shoulder and stuffed the broken dust pouch in the pocket of her purple robes. Her hair extended down to at least 3 or 4 feet, but she herself was 5'10". Her skin was light tan, and she had fallen near asleep after she had fallen near asleep near a river after bathing there. Oh, okay. Oh, I misinterpreted what that said. Gotta fly, see you later. May your suffering be amusing, Vince. I'm not suffering. I'm having a good time. Fuck you. I'm not suffering. I'm fine! I have a good one, Drawfee. I'm gonna drink more of this beverage here. Oh, I drink too fast. Burn my nostrils. Ooh. Something stronger than I thought it would be. She held a staff that was taller than she was, and a colored purple. We don't use that term here, mister. Colored purple and pink, green and pink. The colors came in from the former stripes that wrapped around the staff. This particular staff was special to her because with the same staff that she owned since the day of her acceptance to the ruling council of magic as a Linkaran sorceress. It all comes together. It all comes full circle. Calling out now, she's going to be a generic love interest. Look, Linkara is very respectable of women. He respects the females. He loves the ladies. He is an apex alpha male feminist, and he would never, especially after lampooning this shit consistently in his next works, for other works of others, saying that it's really fucked up that you're going to introduce a woman just to have them play a significant role to the man protagonist. He would never self-insert himself into a story and introduce a female character just to be a love interest to himself. Okay? That is out of character for Louis Lovhaug to do. And we will see that as we go along. I don't know. I haven't read that story, so maybe. Today was a slow day from the AI market, national marketplace. Only about 300 patrons were floating around the mile-long home to all the merchants in the land of I. The AMN accounted for nearly half of the monthly income of the I King and government. The 300 that currently were there weren't doing much shopping either. Most of the shopping came from the up-and-coming festival. The 2 days had already been there to get it a week. Early in the week. However, most of the people that own the restaurants in the A&M knew that there would be a rather large dinner crowd for people who are getting ready to leave the nearby village of Lynn, and throughout the I, their families leaving the Waltz or other series in I for a week-long celebration. Look, this is. I get what you're doing, Linky Poo, but. This is what we have you for, Mr. Linkara, your character. We have you to be the fish out of the water so we can be introduced to these places gradually, slowly, methodically, and so it can be explained to him and therefore be explained to the audience. Okay? This is all gibberish to me. It's a slow day in the Flumple Dumple, and the Hooby-Hoos weren't really all selling all that well. And the creepy cars were going back to their houses, unsatisfied with all the wing dingers they didn't get. Did you catch that, everybody? Huh? Are you getting my story so far? Are you getting the narrative? Are you catching wind of this? Okay. All right? Huh? All right, that's good. I'm glad. All right? Now keep up. There's going to be a fucking test early on, so you better remember who sold what and where. This is a social studies class. Damn it. Rain, however, had no family members to celebrate the festival with. The last family member she had been to Lake Vol. Fucking shit! I can't read this. When I first read Tolkien in the Books of Forgotten Realms, I read the names of a few new places filled with wonder. I read Linkara's names for places and people, and okay, I'll read the second part when it comes up. What am I need more drinks. Need more booze. He, and are attempting to find out the wave of darkness that threatened on Yunar's capital, Lasol. He had been one of the heroes of the Battle of Vanel, helping drive the darkness away. Rain found it odd that most people were trying their best to get ready for a celebration and holiday instead of rallying themselves for the war against the darkness. By darkness, do you mean black people? I don't look. I'm not judging. I'm just asking questions here. I'm just asking the relevant questions. All right. We live in a very trying climate right now. You know what I'm saying? Very odd socio-political climate. I gotta ask these questions, Louis. I gotta know. I just gotta know. You know, it's for everyone's safety. You got a black wife now. Got that black wife of yours. Gotta worry for her safety too. Oh. Need more drink. Okay. Rain found it odd. Okay, where is it? It was fairly obvious that the darkness was headed for Ai. After flying through the Zlad Delta and Jalad, heading northwest to the Yanare city of Sarin and Lake Vonal, one could tell that there was no doubt headed for Ai to dispose the birthplace and largest concentration of the Linkaran faith. Look, I can sense there's a level of confusion in the audience right now, and I just want to say, on behalf of Linkara, if you aren't keeping up with the terminology, is your problem, okay? Yeah, he's still married, what was her name, Vilgers or something like that. This large black lady who married him with green hair. I remember that. Apparently she makes videos herself, and she made one video I actually thought wasn't half bad, and it was going over chick tracks, and I was actually, I don't know, that wasn't where I was introduced to chick tracks. I was introduced to chick tracks somewhere else. I'm gonna cover those for the channel. Those are fun. I'm not a religious scholar, but I think that the chick tracks, I don't give a flying fuck what your beliefs are. If you're gonna look me in the eye and tell me that chick tracks weren't all, your eyes didn't light up when you saw them going from the bathroom of a place, and like, oh man, this is awesome. Yeah, you're lying. I love getting chit tracks whenever I'm out and about. It gives me such joy. I miss that man so much, that fucking lunatic Jack chick. Green, yes. Yeah, Louis Lovhaug went with a woman who dyed her hair green. Makes you think. Oh, it's a black woman too. And M&Ms are colorful on the outside and brown on the inside. Really gets the noggin jogging, doesn't it? Yes, I almost read it as jihad too. Where were we? Birthplace, the largest concentration of the Linkaran faith. Perhaps I should appeal to the king, she said to herself. Ask him to bring the rallying forces, armed forces to defend against the darkness when it finally comes. She sighed and hung her head down and said, "Hey, what's the point? The king doesn't even believe in the current prophecies. Even though Gritsnack was killed by that tornado, just as the prophecy said it would happen. If only I could show some kind of proof about him. But for all we know, the Linkara might not come for another 100 or even 1,000 years." She shouted. Why is she shouting? Now outside the borders of AMN, walking through the forest, Rain kept her staff ready, just in case there were some demons or orcs that were wandering around the forest. This voice titillating you yet? Is Linkara's love interest, yeah? Hearing your Cockney accent makes it Toby feel right in the room with me. Hey, Linkara, I'm going to show you me beautiful elf teats. Oh, fucking Linkara. Yo, I love your wee willy winky so much. Oh yeah, tell me how much you hate Jokey's shoulder. Lewis wondered if he was moving not away from the forest but deeper into it. The bushes and brushes were becoming thicker and higher in number. Lewis's arms were constantly outstretched, pushing it aside to get through. Finally, he got sick of trying to push it aside and just sat down in the base of a tree. He reached into the pocket of his flannel shirt and pulled out some red berries he had picked earlier when he was wandering through the forest. He bit into one lightly, figuring that it might be a difference between life or death if he were surviving in this place. It had a yellow-colored juice within it that didn't seem sticky or in any way oozing. He took it as a good sign and just ate one below, and then he immediately, violently, died of dysentery. He raised his brow with a smile in surprise. It had expected a sweet cherry-like taste, but said the berry was sour. It tasted like a lemon. However, Lewis didn't seem to mind that much, considering that he loves lemons and lemonade. Better stop at one. If I die by next morning, I'll know they're poisonous, he said to himself. Suddenly his smile disappeared and he blinked. Wow, that's certainly a flaw in my plan. So quickly he shrugged it off and put the remaining berries in his pockets. He stood up once more, sighing because he had returned to his job of cleaning the shrubs that blocked his path. At times I wish I owned the machete. Lewis stopped in a large assortment of branches. He growled silently and then roared, slamming his hand that had the gauntlet on it upon the branches. All of a sudden, a sword's wide blade slid out of the top of the gauntlet, slicing down into the branches and chopping them away, giving a slightly clearer path for Lewis, who merely stood in front of it and blinked in confusion. He brought down the gauntlet in front of his face. Got a good look at it. He wondered for a moment if the blade had went back in. Suddenly, the blade retracted back to his gauntlet, much to his surprise. Cool. It's like a guitar or what? Or a cestus or something. Those are words. I don't. I know. I think a guitar. Like I know a guitar is a real thing, but with us. Let me look this up. Actually, I got nothing better to do than to look up random weapons. Okay, cestus. What does this look like? Oh, one of those things. I never knew there was a name for it. That's mildly interesting. I learned something today. Lewis loved lemons and lemonade, but every time he brought some lanky blonde Englishman in pajamas broke into his house at night and drank it all. Hey, look, that's not funny. That's really not funny. I don't appreciate you making fun of Toby's debilitating ailment. Okay, he's gone to therapy. He's had some talks. He's trying to get his life back together. Okay, I think you should apologize and send him some lemon heads. Is he playing Assassin's Creed while writing this? Probably. I don't hold it against him. Apparently Assassin's Creed's good. I've never played any of them because I'm too busy, drinking beer and slaying pussy like the alpha chat that I am. And wanting to test his theory he had about the woman, he immediately brought his mind for the blade out. Immediately, the blade slid off his holster on the top of the gauntlet. He raised his eyebrow. How many times are he going to raise his eyebrow? He raised a brow. He blinked. He raised his brow and blinked. Like fucking that fucking, what was him? Ralph Macchio? No, not Ralph Macchio, the Marx Brothers. The blade was controlled mentally to try and get all the factors involved. Lewis took the gauntlet off his hand, and soon it began to move off him. The blade retracted like it had never been there in the first place. He placed the gauntlet on the ground and thought about the blade extending out. Nothing happened. He set it back on his arm and thought about it once more, and the blade reacted and the blade shot out. It seems to respond to mental command only when attached. I just hope it doesn't respond to passing thoughts. Like if it just occurred to me in a battle for it to retract, he speculated. The blade did not retract, excuse me. Yeah, I've been wondering. I've been worried about Toby. I see him on. I don't like Facebook, but I go on. I see you like posting pictures. He seems to be living his life. He's a good bloke. That's what those English people say. The ones from England land, where you pick tea bags out of trees and they mine for crumpets or biscuits, as they say. They call cookies biscuits. That's just another reason why we left their fucking country. It's disgusting. It sounds like he killed the risk gauntlet from a predator. Did he find a self-destruct button yet? See, if that last Predator movie is nothing to go by, Louis needs to have a sufficient level of autism to be able to operate alien machinery. That's not an autism joke, by the way. That is literally in the last Alien movie where a little autistic boy can use alien technology, and they say it's because of his autism. It literally, unironically, someone wrote in their script, "This boy, we're gonna weaponize autism," and it's. I love current year. I love this day and age. I will die happy, regardless of if Earth's gonna be swallowed by the sun and my corpse is gonna be floating in the hemisphere. Why not? Fuck it. The blade did not retract from a passing thought of it happening, which was what Louis thought of. Louis smiled and then concentrated on bringing it back, which he did afterwards. He stood up and the blade extended out. Immediately he began walking to the planet, slicing them quite easily and now clearing a path. Now his only concern was if his arm got tired with those, with those little toothpick-shaped arms. I would wonder that it will become a thing. All of a sudden, the sound of something being crushed filled the air. Any kind of birds that were in the trees flapped away, scared off by the sound. He stopped dead in his tracks, listening. The sound came once more, and this time closer and louder. Louis looked down at the gauntlet, making sure the blade was still out. Slowly rose up in anticipation for some kind of fight. After the crushing sound came, this time it was more apparent that it was coming from his right side. He spun over in that direction, ready for whatever was coming. All of a sudden, the trees and brushes in front of him were slammed to the side, a loud roar filling the air. Louis winced, having to cover his ears from the loud sound. He looked up to examine the creature before him. It stood 8 feet tall. Its skin was green and scaly. Large fangs come up from the bottom of his jaw and his mouth. His cold, green eyes looked down at Louis. It breathed deeply, still examining Louis and vice versa. Louis figured the being was trying to determine exactly what he was, so he decided to take advantage of this. "Greetings, green skin from the king of the potato people." Louis need more drink. I'm not sufficiently buzzed enough for this shit. The creature staring at Louis, its face one of confusion and uncertainty. And look, I don't think this is something that's exclusive to Louis. I'll readily admit that I did this shit myself when I tried writing. I think it's something that's common with children or preteens or teenagers trying to break into writing the first time. It's that kind of quirky dialogue. They want to stand out. They want to be special. They want their work to stand head and shoulders, and the easy way for them to do that is to have a protagonist or a narration style that makes you gives you the stuff a little bit of character. The problem is, it's always annoying. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, or how old you are, I'd say 99.8% of the time it's annoying. You can get away with having that kind of quirky little dialogue style, but only if you're, I don't know, like fucking the dude who wrote Dr. McNinja or Axe Cop, where that weird kind of over-the-top bullshit actually works to your favor. Do you have a name, a species, a social security number? Slowly, the creature's brow began to furrow in annoyance. Louis Winston backed off a little. Do you even understand the word I'm saying? Yes, the creature replied, much to Louis' surprise.
most of what you're saying anyway.
I can't do that voice. Well, hello then. What are you doing? What? Oh, it's an orc. I thought it was a dragon. Oh, well, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, what? Not a big conversational, are you? You don't know what I am, do you, boy? Well, you're green, you're really tall, evil looking. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were Fidel Castro. Oh, my fucking sides are in orbit right now. You're about to die. Your character is about to be violently mulched. He's about to have his head caved in his alien world. His mom is going to and brother are going to grieve. They're never going to find his body. His best friend is going to have nightmares thinking about what could potentially happen to you. But let's keep pushing on with that quirky dialogue. Come on, bro. Isn't it funny? Fidel Castro? Eh? Metzger, aren't you laughing? Ain't it fucking funny? No. Ooh. I am in stitches. You don't know what I am, do you, Yugi boy? The creature growled once more, this time because Louis didn't know what he was. I am an orc, you foolish child, roared the creature. Louis was taken aback by this, and backed off a little, gulping. Oh, well, orc dude, I can see you're busy right now. I'll come back later. The orc raised his arm up, preparing to strike down Louis. He yelped and jumped out of the way as the orc shone his huge fist down on the ground, leaving an imprint in the dirt. Louis gritted his teeth and raised the blade up in a defensive manner in his position. The orc reached for a nearby tree and ripped it off the branches and used it as a club. Louis decided to make the first... No. This fucking scrawny beanpole chicken nugget eating milk drinker sees an 8-foot tall monster from an alien world rip a tree branch off to club him to death with it, and his first reaction is to, I'm gonna square up to you. I'm standing my ground. Do you know who I am? I'm the Lightbringer. Louis decided to make the first, but charged the orc with a blade extended out. Moving faster, Louis, the orc turned and collided the tree branches to his side, sitting and flying over the bushes and several branches like a goat bowl. Louis slammed into the ground in pain. He was at least 50 feet. 50 feet! He was at least 50 feet from the orc now. Then he was in pain all over, mostly his side where the tree branch had hit. How many ribs can an orc just attack with light point directly and send into the shadow realm? No. How many ribs got broken there? Have you ever... Like, I've sprained an ankle. Well, the worst injury, I've been fortunate enough to have a sprained ankle at worst. That's the worst pain I've ever got. Well, no, like, fucked up molar. I cracked my molar once. That was the worst pain I ever had. But a broken rib, Tyrone Woodley, like, had fucking muscle spasm in his side and had to, like, couldn't move and couldn't fight anymore. And he fans of UFC. That's how a man trained for combat. Like, having that kind of pain fucked him up to where he can't fight anymore. And this little fucking kid gets smashed in the rib with, like, a tree branch and, like, flung 50 feet away. And it's like, oh, time for my comedic one-liner now. Mental note, don't provoke the orcs, Louis shouted to himself. He slowly got up, but the first thing he saw was a tree branch much more, coming for his face quickly. He speedily relaxed his back, falling to the ground. A tree branch missing to him by an inch. Again, I can't get over the image of Louis Lovhaug, internet reviewer, 33 years old, that pudgy gut of his, wearing that fucking stupid vest he wears in the fedora, like, trying to move like Matrix style. Worst thing, the French on my ankle, still force myself to walk. Oh, that's a motherfucker. Fracture, damn. Louis, fortunately, the orc nearly kicked him, knocking him up into the air. Louis screamed in pain, his back flying through the branches, his son feeling he was going to implode from the impact of the orc's foot. When Louis landed on the ground this time, he coughed up some blood. His body was in so much pain that it even hurt to breathe. He thought he had broken more than a few bones, and he really regretted listening to those instructions of the voice. It doesn't really feel like that was coming into play at all. I'm sorry, Fish Sticker. I'm sorry that sentence. I sympathize with you, but at the same time, it's one of those things where you read it out loud. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. The idea of Linkara gangs of fight made me think of that line from Futurama. Look out! He's bulging what could be muscles. I love that line actually. He slowly opened his eyes, which only hurt, and saw the orc standing over him, preparing to slam his club down on him. Louis summed up all of his strength and jumped up and swinging the blade out. Immediately the orc pierced. Oh my God! Immediately the blade pierced the orc's stomach. Bleeding blood spewed out, and the orc slowly fell onto his back. What? Yeah, okay, hold on. One second. I gotta go into. Let's see. You gotta show some respect. I still stand by my opinion that having tooth pain is like I would listen to I had a coworker that like had a really bad tooth where it was like infected, and like there was like when it's infected that's even worse, and it was like the same area that my tooth, like a molar, got cracked too, and I sympathize, but at the same time, if you don't feel it, you don't know. And I cracked my molar, and it got to the point where I was like in bed, literally screaming up at God, like, what the fuck did I do to deserve this? You motherfucker! God damn it, this is bullshit! I didn't do anything to deserve this. Like, I can't go to work. I can't move. I'm afraid to breathe. I can't eat. I'm drinking soup with a straw. Let's see, but this is a competition, right? I win, by the way. Pain is a competition, and I win. That's how we work. That's how we function in the year 2020. Pain is something to compete over. Okay, where were we? Louis getting his shit kicked out of, and that internal bleeding from getting punted a few feet into the air by a little orc. And let's put out of it as the orc slowly fell onto his back. What? Like, is that really all us? Like, okay, how big is this thing in comparison? It's like 8 feet tall. Louis's character, I think, would be like 5'8" at best, and stabbed him in the stomach once. And again, I think that would be enough to like slowly kill it, but slowly. You know what I mean? And orcs, I can't imagine like an orc just stopping. Oh Jesus, man, I'm so sorry. Weird thing about my teeth, I still have all my wisdom teeth, and they miraculously aren't impacted. Like they're just enough space to touch another tooth, but not enough to push against it. You know what I mean? I have 11 wisdom teeth, 2 on the roof of my mouth, 4 on the bottom row. I have like almost 2 rows of molars, basically. Oh, why am I talking about this? No one cares about my wisdom teeth. Do you guys care? Do you want me to do a stream about my wisdom teeth? Louis fell down, breathing deeply and groaning in pain. He gradually closed his eyes and took a deep breath, tasting the blood in the back of his throat. As his sight faded, someone appeared over him. He couldn't make up whom it was. Oh, it looks like I'll be able to get that new a taste. Oh, wonderful. Good to hear, man. Linkara, Louis awoke with a fast-beating heart and a cold sweat covering his forehead. He was facing downward, seeing the white sheets covering his body. He realized that his shirt was gone, and the feeling of his legs saw sheets in his pants as well. He looked out to examine his settings. He started to take breaths to calm and control his breaths in a calm and controlled fashion to bringing his heart rate down a few notches as his eyes took as his eyes took in his new location. The strange trees in the forest were gone, replaced by what appeared to be a log cabin. Several odd animal skins covered the floor. An odd thing about them was that the animals that they were from seemed alien to Louis. On the other side of the room, a small section of the wall extended to the fireplace. The fire was already blazing, the black cauldron hanging above it. Louis smelled some type of soup cooking. He smiled. Whatever it was smelled rather good. "Oh, you're awake." Startled by the voice, Louis jumped into the air. His eyes looked over an open door where Rain Van Deer stood, holding several plants in her arms. She walked to a nearby table and set the plants down, and Louis took care of them. "I guess the dwarf was right about the Ilkin. The Ilkin. You make much quicker recovery than it usually takes. I went planning to cut me hand and place it just over the wound, but you seem much better test subject. After dusting me skills, that ox attack would have killed you." Strange stated. Louis blinked and smiled. Thank you for saving my life." Rain smiled back at him. "Don't mention it, young one. What's your name, by the way? And where are you doing these forests alone?" "My name is Louis. As for what I was doing here in the forest, well, I'm not exactly sure myself." Louis looked over at the right hand and realized the gauntlet still covered him. "Why didn't you take this off with my other glove?" "I tried to, but the moment I touched it, these fiery pains shot through my asshole and shot out bolts of lightning," she explained. "Weird. Say, why did you take my clothes off?" "I tried to wash them for you. Are your clothes you have, especially the buttons," she replied. Suddenly going deep in thought, but leaving it very quickly. "Yeah, I usually get that a lot from the people at school. It's a fashion thing for me. Clothes of the individual. In essence, I'm the only one that dressed in a plaid flannel shirt. Of course, now that I'm here, wherever this is, I'll probably change that." Rain looked at him. "Skew? What's skew?" No. Even in fantasy worlds, there are still things as schooling is a common term. Like look, I get the joke. You're using terminology from a world that we inhabit in a fantasy world, and they don't get it. And I got it. Ha ha! It's very funny. Uwe Boll did the same bit in fucking what was it? King's Quest 2, and it was just as funny there. And that had Dolph Lundgren in it. And Dolph Lundgren, you are not Mr. Louis Lovhaug. I'm just reimagining Rain as Toby in a wig. Yep, no. Why would Toby need to wear a wig? His hair, he's pretty enough as it is. Just gotta ignore the Adam's apple. And look, I'm not saying I don't roll that way. You know, I'm very testosterone filled. I'm a manly man, an alpha male, an apex predator, the pussy slaying master of life. But if I was to go gay, and I was incredibly drunk, and Toby happened to bend over to pick up the bar of soap, I would have to stop myself, is what I'm saying. At least Linkara is not one of those weirdos who are into MLP for. What about rape? Is that any worse than MLP4? And Pony Throat, you're one to talk, you motherfucker. I just noticed that. You son of a bitch. Rape and chicks with dicks and dead Muppet gangbangs. I think incest too. I'm not kink shaming. If you're not fucking with children and animals, like in real life, or my property. That's my policy. Don't touch children, don't touch animals, don't touch my property, don't touch someone without their consent. I think that's all fair. But I think it's only fair that I will respect your right to, whatever tickles your fancy. I respect your right to have that. But I get to make fun of you as soon as it comes out the light of day. How you respond to it is none of my fucking business. Where you come from? Sorry, where were we? I'm guessing that wherever this place is, education is the prime factor of life. You just wait a minute. I went to the RM Colorado School Institute of Magic. Don't tell me education isn't important. I just never heard of this fucking word school. Louis smiled. School is the place where people like I come from, ages 5 to 18, learn about the world. Hi, the green M&M Linkara is here. Again, he got married to the green M&M. Don't worry about it. And where do you come from? Your accent and your clothes are strange. I've never seen anything like him. Hey, so he's from the Shetty Islands. Rarely do they travel this far. No, I'm from a place called America. Never heard of it. Not really surprised about that. But I have a question. What's the name of this planet? What? The planet. What's the name of the world we're on? It's a very odd question. I'm a very odd person. Shane. Pardon me? The name of the planet is Shane. Louis rose an eyebrow in surprise. Sounds dirty. What? You what, mate? Oh, never mind. Oh, come to think of it, I haven't gotten your name yet. Rain Vadir, first class mage of the First Church of Linkara. I'll call you Rain. Yeah, most people do, you fucking dickhead. Lorraine chuckled a little. Sitting down on the top of a desk near the fire, she took a feather of a nearby jar, dipped it in inkwell, and began to write a slip of paper. Lou was watching her intently. What are you writing? Just a letter. You should rest. The ilk dust needs to settle in. Oh, sorry. The ilk dust needs to settle in. Louis nodded and laid back down, closing his eyes to return to his deep sleep. When Rain was sure that Louis was asleep again, she read the message she had written to your prominence, Grand Priest Garrick Crosby of the First Church of Linkara. I was waiting back to me home in the forest next to Lynn Village when I happened upon a boy who killed an orc. He can't be older than 4 kilos, and his clothes are quite strange. He doesn't know how he arrived here, and the province isn't supposed to be Providence, and the province he's from is unknown to me. And even if that's circumstantial evidence, there are 2 more things: the recent death of Gritsneck, and the fact that the boy killed an orc through some kind of use of a gold-colored gauntlet, which I cannot remove from his arm. Your prominence, I think the Linkara has finally arrived. Come to test him. First mage, Rain Vadir. I'm a very odd person. Doesn't even begin to realize how much he's meant to with that sentence. Gherkin considered himself to be the best businessman in AMN. He is a rather strange thing for a dwarf to work in the market, considering that there are only 3 classes of dwarves: warriors, miners, and builders. In fantasy culture, in fantasy writing, dwarves tend to be like blacksmiths and merchants too, right? I mean, I think that's a pretty common thing. I mean, that could just be, he might be talking about within the realm that he's setting up. But for him, profit and gain were what mattered. As a child, he had taken a trip from his home of Turlo and visited Walls, seeing the luxuries of the A capital. He knew a higher life like that was what he craved more than anything. And as soon as he was 15 kilos and passed the age of ascension test, he took a trip down to Sonduk Mountains and protected the Turlo Peninsula from a ground invasion. He stole raw minerals. Gherkin, he's a goddamn pickle. That's a lot of questions, okay? I need to slow down. He stole raw minerals, plants, and dust from the mountains. In particular, if he wants to name himself Piccolo, then that's his business, okay? Particularly the 6th one, now known for its vast and seemingly limitless wealth and the pure quality of all. No one from Turlo's authorities had caught him, and Gherkin also doubted that one was really after him. Still, he felt the need to be careful around wherever he went. Currently, he was handling 3 customers at once, all wanting different powders. I hear you sell Jujoc just cheap. Yes, but you're going to have to wait your... How much for this Hurak does? 45 currents. Now, please, 54 currents. Let's just play. Everyone, please be quiet. Oh, I forgot what voice I gave him. The customers were silenced by sudden outbursts. He breathed deeply, gritting his teeth. Gurn obviously didn't like being interrupted. You, sir! 54 krillins is an acceptable price for the Hurak dust just because of its rarity. It's... Okay, wait. Am I reading this? Okay, he's just calling everyone you, sir, for some reason. Jujuk. The Kuros thing makes me unrationally angry. Yeah. You, sir, we have 2 Jujuk dusts for 20 krillins each. And you, madame, this... Orifage dust is 1 current. All of you, take it or leave it, all right? With grumbles and sides, each of the 3 paid their fees for items and then receiving the magic dust they wanted. Grin let out a sigh of relief when they all left him to his peace. However, that peace was soon interrupted by the arrival of one Rain Vadim. She was smiling, and Gurka can only assume because she believed the Ilkin. She had shown the other day had been effective and made out to him. Come to try and swindle me, man. Actually, I won't thank you for the Ilkin dust. It's definitely as good as you said, and I'll require another parchment of the dust. Instantly, Gherkin's attitude changed, becoming more positive and happy. Well, in that case, miss, I'll gladly fill one up. By the way, how are the Ilaria roots to you and yours coming back to buy? Isn't Corin the magic talking cat from DBZ? Yeah, I just remember that, right. I understand the currency, locations, and names. Okay. More drink. Need more. My throat is getting sore. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I dropped off the letter to Lord. Where was it? A perfect Calvin, exactly what I need to enhance my fire ability. Oh. However, another reason I've come back is to send a message. I've dropped off the letter at Lauren office. Really? And what kind of news? What sort of news could you have? What sort of news could you have that could... Okay, I see. That could put you in such a happy mood, the grenade. Brian looked around and whispered in the answer in his ear. I just found our plane's savior. She pulled back and Rain handed the true colonel and walked off with a new pouch of healing medicine. Garen really stood there, dumbfounded what she said, until finally realized what she had meant. Rain had found the Linkara. She found the Linkara, everybody. Hooray! Rejoice, everybody! She found the Linkara! She found him! Defeated in that pitch. Oh, that's sad. Oh, well, the Linkara is dead, everybody. Linkara sat up in bed, sheets covering everything below his waist. I wish this planet there was one Vegeta destroyed the filler arc when he had red hair. And I'd imagine like, oi! Pointy-head bastard! You defeated darkness and now you're our savior. Like, goes up into space and blows the fuck up. James Rolfe killed the Linkara. We're doomed again. Sorry, it sucks. Look, we had high hopes things just didn't work out the way we thought. He could kill an orc, but he can't kill a man with a pocket protector, okay? He was being very careful. He held his head over the bowl of soup that he held over in his hand. He carefully placed a spoon in the soup, and yes, he ate the soup. I get it. I see you like it. Louis looked over at Rain, who had just entered. Indeed, it tastes like chicken noodle soup almost. What the fuck's a chicken? An animal from where I come from. A bird that can't fly. Ah, how's your strength? Hey, being Daddy Mandela, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you, man. That's the one good thing I will say about Linkara. I will defend it till my dying day. That song is a banger, and I will not be told otherwise. It's only a shame that, like, you have that epic theme song. It's like it's exciting. It's got that Western theme, and then you have this kind of lisping dipshits hello and welcome to Adopt the Fourth Wall or Bad Comics Burn. Like, that's one of the reasons why. Cause I've been thinking about making an intro for certain of my videos, but at the same time, it's like I don't like that. I don't like when I'm gonna have this exciting intro and then have me bloviating over a microphone, struggling to read shit. Like, if you want, I don't. Applying that Linkara knows anything besides what chicken tennies taste like. Hey, if you put chicken tennies in chicken broth and put some egg noodles in there, it technically counts as chicken noodle soup. Technically. Almost. Not really. What's a chicken? It's an animal where I come from. A bird that can't fly. So they all turn in the car. How's your strength? How's your strength? You know? Coming back. I'm able to walk a lot more. Albeit I appreciate having some pants to wear. Rain chuckled and walked back outside for a moment. When she returned, she tossed Louis's jeans over to him. He slipped underneath the sheets and put them out of sight. Thanks, Louis said. You're quite welcome. I'd like to know your story, though, Louis said. Like I said the last time, you wouldn't believe me if I told you, replied with a smile. What about you? What tale do you have to tell me? Rain chuckled slightly. Not anything particularly interesting. The story's finally being self-aware. I appreciate it. Self-aware in the way I like. I was born in Aculam, and my family took me to Linkaran Church nearby and learned the ways of the Linkara. After the war with Turlo, most of my family was killed honorably in combat by the dwarf army, becoming heroes of the Battle of Shandok by rescuing the top generals before they could be killed by a dwarf sneak attack on Shell. And thanks to me mother, brother and sister, I now controls all three Shandok mountains. And that me brother fought in the last conflict near Lake Volna against the darkness. But there's another story. I don't know a single... Again, that's just word salad to me. Why? Why did he feel like explaining the chicken, what a chicken was necessary? We need to find a time machine to remove... So you're saying this is suffering from Stephanie Meyer syndrome? Where it's like... where basically it's like an interesting world and setting, but it has a shitty protagonist. Because I take offense to that. Because I hate Stephanie Meyer's writing, but at least I could say that about this. I'm not really all that invested in the story or its setting because it's he was like 14 when he was wrote this story, and with that considered, it's not as bad as it could be. I'll openly admit it's better than anything I fucking wrote when I was 14. But I don't know. This is rough. Is this better than Chris? Yes, it is. It is. I'm talking about in terms of writing and structure. I've always felt this way about Linkara. To me, he's just a social. Like, what would Chris Chan be if he was socially adjusted? More socially adjusted, rather. Linkara does suffer from syndrome, but it ain't Stephanie Meyer. I don't like that implication. I'm gonna have to permaban you. When I figure out how to do it, your ass is grass, mister. Okay, this is a society where they don't refer to pants as trousers, I suppose. I'm not gonna die on that hill. And what of your father? Louis requires. He was a priest for a while at the Linkaran church before he undertook a mage's test to become a sorcerer. However, he was growing old and could not complete his test. He asked me to become a sorcerer to the Linkara and bring further honor down onto our family. I'm glad he took the challenge in taste. He managed to see me become a Linkaran sorcerer before he died of age. Louis sat cross-legged before in the bed and raised his brow in curiosity. You keep losing that word, Linkara. I kind of like the ring of it. Is that some kind of religion? Rules almost bucked to Louis. You mean you don't know about the Linkara? Have you never watched History of Power Rangers, mate? It's just your boom. And don't ask when the next part is going to be out. It'll be out when it's out, you fucking wanker. Louis bit his lip, wincing a little. No, he said silently. The Linkara is a faith of half the lands. It has lived longer than the Church of Saint. It has lived longer than the Church of Saint Walker and surpassed the order of Ellis and Failish in pure might and strength. Do you think? I have a side question. I've been thinking a lot of sides. I am on. This is only page 15. I just realized that this is page 15 and already he's in a fantasy world. Wow. Usually like a build up over like a few chapters in and then they get to the fantasy world. But do you guys think that Louis actually believed for a time that I'm going to be bigger than Doug Walker one day, my boss? I'm going to be on equal footing to him. Like do you ever think that he thought that he's going to have a bigger following than Channel Awesome? And again, like 140 subscribers I'm not talking shit. Yeah, kudos, man. But you know who else has 100 let me look that up right now, actually. I'm going to look that up. I want to see how much subscribers he has right now. Let's look it up. Oh, look it up, daddy. Look it up, handsome man, big daddy. Yep. One of the people that he would rather take pot shots at, the irate gamer. In fact, they have almost exactly the same like size of viewer base. It seems. Irate gamer has 164 subscribers, and up, daddy. Okay, let's pause that. That scared the shit out of me. Kara. Let's see. Yeah, Irate Gamer has more subscribers than Linkara. Like, I think about like 40,000 at least. And he gets, I think, at least 3 times as many views on his good videos. Well, on his successful videos, let's be kind. So, yeah, so I'm not talking shit, because I'm like, I'm like my piddly 500 subscribers here. I'm not like trying to punch up, but I'm just saying that I like to think that because Linkara has an ego. There's no two ways about it. Has a definite ego. So I like laying into him just because of that. I love making fun of people with delusions of grandeur. You fucking Church of Linkara, come on now. How can you not think this man doesn't have an ego? Neat. What do you believe in? We believe that in the day when the Saviour for Kiro shall descend down on us, wearing the armoured forged body angel to smite all the evil through Inyar, and in a half-shin moment she shall standing up. Well, I certainly hope you mean it for me. As for me, I'm thinking, how have you, can old people, question the faith all been taught since I was young? I wasn't questioning. Suddenly rain stormed out of the cottage, leaving a very bewildered Willis sitting on his bed. He slowly moved his legs out of bed, wincing in slight pain, moving from lack of use. Ignoring the pain, he began to walk through the cottage floor after her, slight limp in his step. He opened the door and started looking right in the fetal position in a nearby room. Jesus fucking Christ! It's fucking had a PTSD attack. It was like, oh, this is a, like, they just met, and we've already had that little trope where she, like, the secondary character breaks the fuck down, and all it took was saying, it's like, oh, what do you believe? Like, I believe in the language of Linkara. Like, oh, okay, well, I respect that. Oh, dare you not kowtow to my religion, man from an alien world? Jesus. Again, that's what people do when they're, I guess, so again, people around this age more than anyone else, they only write in tropes. Like, people, when they tell stories, they have ideas for maybe set pieces or events they want to happen. But bad writers, including yours truly, tend to write in tropes. And not for any other reason other than they're tropes that we recognize. She sounded like she seemed to indicate that she was crying, so he approached her carefully. Notice how Louis hasn't lost his temper even. Well, he technically did when he was like trying to return to his home world, and he like snapped and took off the gauntlet and threw it. So I guess, but he recovered quickly. She was trying to indicate to Louis that she was crying, so he approached her cautiously. I'm sorry, Rain. Did I say something wrong? Louis said. So Rain sniffed a little for raising her hand. No, Louis, I'm sorry for reacting. Oh, gee, it's just what? It's just. You weren't what I expected. What do you mean what I expected? Are you saying you knew I was coming? Well, not exactly. Prophecies of Linkara shaded a boy, 14 years of age, wearing strange clothes and acting in a manner most mysterious, which shall appear and save our world. Louis raised an eyebrow again and sat down beside her here. Raised and sheathed a short sword and committed harakiri. I mean, that would be an interesting twist. I can't tell if I should feel bad or not. Wait a second. You think that I'm the one prophesied? Yeesh. Louis took a long break and was talking about it. But I don't even know about your religion. The scrolls say that Linkara would not know of his quest when he arrived. Then why were you in such a shock when I said I didn't know anything about the Linkara? I assumed that the scrolls that you would just suddenly be chosen, that you know about the religion itself, but not that you were chosen. It seems I was wrong. Apparently so. So, you believe you're the Linkara too? I mean, I believe it's possible. I mean, it'd be an obvious large coincidence that I suddenly appear to match the profile of your savior and then turn out not to be. Is there any way to be certain? There is. That letter I was writing last night for the head of the nearest Linkaran church, Garrick Chickpeas. Within 4 days, he'll arrive to test you to see if you truly are the Linkara. But I hold high hopes that you are indeed the savior. Linkara seemed genuinely happy by the news as well, but his face turned straight. Wait a second. If I'm the savior of sin, doesn't that mean that there's something that I have to save it from? Yes, but we should discuss that later. I'm not sure about you, my young friend, but my stomach cries out for sustenance. Come, I shall give you the rest of your clothes, and we shall go to the AMN for food, celebrating what could be the beginning of triumph over evil. I love that. Yep, my favorite trope, the chosen one, my favorite one. But to be fair, oh my god. Something tells me we're not talking about McDonald's or Arby's. You would eat at Arby's, you piece of garbage. I hate you. I hate you, Linkara, Louis Lovhaug. I hate you. You motherfucker. I don't go like, oh, well, he's young. He doesn't know any better. Fuck Louis Lovhaug. Arby's eating motherfucker. The fucking disgusting ass pig slop. Why did you get upset when you didn't know? When I told you I didn't know about the Linkara? Excuse me. I never thought that the chosen one would be a fat, smug bastard who's around by Greek candies. Torches lit up outside the outdoor of the restaurant. Where did the term restaurant come from? Because, I don't know, in a medieval setting, I don't know if they would call them restaurants. I think they would call like something else, right? Outdoor restaurant, the Losing Center. Their table that they thought the food that they'd ordered. Music played out band, and it was upbeat and lighthearted music, consisting mostly of wind and string instruments. People danced and did jigs to the music and joy, practicing for the facilities of the Olympus Festival. And Linkara smiled, the whole thing reminding him of the first scenes of The Lord of the Rings. Fuck off. I love it. I love it. I gave a lot of shit to Aragon, that series. I still think Aragon's shit. But you know what? That kid, that is a pretty decently written book for a 16-year-old. And could you imagine in that book it was like, there's a dragon, and the main character said like, oh, you remind me of Smaug from the Hobbit series. Like, fuck off. Honestly, when the point of continuing story, when you know the problems, you know the rest is going to go. Again, like, I stand by my opinion. There's an old saying that I adhere to when it comes to writing. There are no bad tropes, just bad writers. You can make a perfectly satisfiable story with a chosen one trope and have it be good. I think fucking Turbo Kid had a weird inverse in that trope. I mean, Lord of Star Wars. Yeah, Aragon sucks, but it's better than this shit. And they pointed to, the amount of times they would point to that story when I was in middle school. Like, look, this kid had a published book. You know, whatever. Just because he's 16 years old, I can't call it shit. I have to be impressed that he managed to get it published and got money off of it. Good for him. I don't know. Maybe he's a better writer nowadays. Who knows? But still, there was something nagging in the back of his mind. Did time work here differently than most other places book and anime? You dumb motherfucker. Your main thing would be like, okay, how do I get home? My mom is worried sick. My best friend is like stressing out about police reports are having to be filed about me. Sorry. Was the only second or minute passing in the world passing on Earth while spent days in this world, or were his parents currently worried beyond belief to the point the police were being in search for the 14-year-old boy who had last seen by his brother, or he hastily left for his girlfriend? So, okay, at least he's bringing it up. Never mind, I jumped the gun on that one. Just small reminder: the Linkara's self-published. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Yes, let's bring that up. Actually, you can get this on Amazon. Louis Lovhaug, like it's a O-U-H. Did I spell it right? I did not. Louis Lovhaug. And Louis Lovhaug, Amazon books. Yeah, you can order this online. It's Angel Armor. I don't know if this is what I'm reading right now. I can't tell. I think this is what I'm reading. Okay, can I read the first few pages to check? And you see people slobbering his knob here. No thanks, it's not very good. Will not recommend. Sell some cheap laughs, but it's not fair. It's like picking on a 12-year-old. You motherfucker, you think you and your good conscience would stop me? Being a decent human being is going to stop me from making fun of this young boy? Okay. Even after they ordered... Okay, where was I? Or maybe his entire family was dead and gone, and by the time he returned home, there was nothing to head back to. Probably not best to think about it, thought Louis. If there's some sort of menu that they bring, or they just bring you the special of the day. Rain just looked at him confused for a moment, then replied, "Didn't you look at the menu available when we first walked in? You mean the menu at the entrance? Great. This is my trip to France all over again. I hate you. I hate you with every tired muscle in my body, you Arby's eating motherfucker. I will never let that go. You ever went to Arby's and had their fucking mozzarella sticks? The fucking cheese bleeds through in the fryer. It's like 90% air and 5% cheese. And the other percent is, I don't know, bad cheese. I don't fucking know. It's just like one of my Japanese animes. Oh God, Jeff the Killer, Insanity. Is there? I don't want to pay for it. Does someone know where I can get? Is there a PDF of it, of Jeff the Killer Insanity? I'm not giving that brat any money. Okay. I call her a brat based on the fact that, on her attitude towards parents having actual concern for their children and their well-being and their happiness. I really want to read Jeff the Killer Insanity for the channel. That would be great. I've seen other people read it. I don't like Jenny Nicholson, but she did a pretty good video on it. Didn't you look up the menus when you... Okay. Well, you know, Louis, I'll order you a... Clear. And if you don't like it, I'll make you something back home. Louis smiled and sighed happily. I think I'm going to enjoy being the savior of your people, right? This, oh, God, that, something about that phrase is just, unintentionally smug to the point where it actually was taken aback. Like, hot bitch is gonna be cooking for me. I love being the savior of humanity. After they ordered their food, Louis crossed her leg, getting comfortable as he requested. Rain, could you tell me some history? What do you mean? The history of sin. I'm most likely going to be here for a while, so I should probably learn as much as I care about this place. Rain took a deep breath and relaxed in her chair. Wait, start. Wow, you did mention something about other religions earlier, and you were talking about the accomplishment of Linkara. Rain leaned back a little, her seat almost leaning against the wall, over as well. When she eased herself back down, she told him, I guess the earliest organized religion started roughly 1,300 years ago. And you know, a man named Kafar now began church and preached about a God that wished a strict interpretation of the Kapu, a long 20-verse scroll describing ethics and morality. The people declared Snell a saint from God because he started the faith, because the church of Nell. However, at the same time, I'm so sick of this exposition heavy bullshit. What's the point of a fish out of the water protagonist if you're just gonna have exposition dumps and delivered in this manner? A fish out of water protagonist basically is meant to ask questions and inquire as the story goes along at natural points, so where it feels organic to the situation that he finds himself in, to have this information relayed to him. And yet he's like, okay, well, give me a plot synopsis of Aragon, please. However, at the same time, a religion was being formed at Ai. Some people considered it a cult because of the practices they used. This new religion was called the Order of the New Blood. The baptism and purification ceremony used by the order involved people bathing themselves in animal and man's blood. This was done because they believed that bathing the blood meant the spirits of those whose blood in which they swam flowed into them and gave the soul a new chance of life in the new body. Animals were also considered sacred, so the animal blood was used from animals that were from enemies, from butchered slaughter animals. Butchers that slaughter animals. Animals were also sacred, so the animal blood was used from animals that were from enemies or from butchers that slaughtered animals. No, I didn't. That wasn't me. It's just that sentence. Animals were also sacred, so the animal blood was used from animals from enemies that butchers that slaughtered animals. Drink. Need more drink. Need more. I'm almost done. Don't fall, please. The radio's supposed to learn lore from the same time we're tagging it. That makes it interesting. It's like this guy stares at words and doesn't really read if it makes sense. No, people in the order were strict vegetarians. Soon the order spread across I. The Church of Nail quickly, and the religious opposition, now publicly declared that the order was sacrilegious. Order was sacrilegious and full of heretics. So the order responded by calling the church a bunch of unclean demons in white robes. And you guess what happened at that point? War. Exactly. And the conflict between the two religions of it. If you do if you do like an exposition dump at the beginning of the story, like I think there's a problem when people assume that that the reader's just going to retain this information, when more likely than not, there's going to be a huge gap in between the exposition and when it finally comes into play. Librarians that took care of books, yes. The rapists that sexually assault people. Exactly. And each conflict was between two religions of you now and I, and two lands declared war upon each other. Rain replied, ouch, though, who won? Satan used forces, and I was bigger and a better trained army, so they had resistance of the land of Alkim, and I was conquered. But I don't know what any of these fucking words mean. They enlisted the help of the dwarves within Troller and began to stunning victories to reclaim their homeland. Some speculated, if not for the silent death, the Kalim resistance would have taken on. Silent death? You're really from another world, aren't you? Last time I checked, I was. Tell me, what's a silent death? Silent death is the name given to a plague, and many times before killed thousands of people. The cure was finally developed in 975 JD. The 35,000 people were killed over a period of 10 heroes. The number that would have been further without a cure. Of course, minor outbreaks have occurred since then, especially with the mutations, new form of the virus. They study viruses in this lore, by the way. They virus, so, like, imagine Lord of the Rings, where Bilbo Baggins is sitting in his little hobbit hole, looking at a microscope, trying to break down penicillin to be able to cure his foot fungus, because hobbits have dirty feet. And Gandalf comes and kicks his fucking thing over, and like, we're going to Bilbo, let's go on an adventure. And he's like, oh, I'm trying to develop cures for cancer over here. There's no time. We need to go and antagonize orcs and forests for some reason. I have not read The Hobbit in more than a decade, so I don't remember. Well, where was I? He calls showing death. It was mainly because he did things. He did was, disability just break. It was mainly because the first thing he did was disable our ability to speak, and these restored upon the neck and chest caused great pain and anguish. It would develop hot fever from days. The entire body would collapse and they'd choke on their own blood. They'd sit in a chair uncomfortably, almost disgusted by their own words. Lewis blinked and biting his lips like, ouch. That clever dialogue, baby. Our food comes in. Let's talk of merrier things than something more horrible than silent death. Lewis yawned and relaxed himself on a makeshift bed. He felt utterly stuffed after eating 2 helpings of gallia meat and drinking 3 goblets of something that tasted like Mountain Dew. I can't. Arby's or Mountain Dew and chicken nuggies and sometimes you have statements that are just put in front of them and you just can't say anything because the punchline is so obvious that the statement itself is the joke. That's what He didn't close his eyes just yet. He looked over at Rain, who was sitting in a nearby window gazing at it like she was looking for something. Is something the matter? I think someone's coming, but I can't tell. she replied, narrowing her eyes to get a better focus. All of a sudden, she gasped and leapt up. She quickly ran over to Lewis and pulled him out of bed. Up now! She screamed. Lewis didn't even bother to ask. He merely stood up and followed Rain over to the spot. She reached forward, arm and ceiling, and pressed up hard. A section fell open like a trap door, a ladder sliding to the ground. Quick, up the attic, hurry! Wait. Okay, pressing to the ceiling. I read that as like a trap door on the bottom. I didn't think I skimmed over ceiling. Lewis complied and climbed the ladder in the crap, dusty attic. He had to crouch down as he crawled from a spot, and slowly behind him a small few holes in the floor, making him able to see the people down below. He went as he felt the wooden floor bend slightly from the 140 pound bullshit. Now, well, he was a teenager. Never mind. Wait, 140 pounds as a teenager. That's still pretty big. He looked over at his arm and smiled. The gauntlet was still on him. In case Rain thought it was some kind of trouble, he'd be able to help her. Lewis looked through the holes in the floor and saw Rain grabbing her staff from the corner. Then near the bed they slept on. It's like as she touched it, it was a gulf of the red aura that made her quite visible in the darkness of the cabin. Lewis could tell that she was charging herself for some sort of spell she was going to conduct. He realized that if some kind of energy was coming by, and she thought she wanted to protect them at all costs. After all, the prophecy is just a guess that comes true. A prophecy is just a guess that comes true. That is the worst saying I've heard in a long time. That was you can tell writing that line that Lewis, like young little Lewis, puffs his chest out and like brush the dirt off his shoulders smugly. Like, way to go, Lewis. Hey, Mom, come and look at this neat line I read. It's going to be like, kids are going to be quoting this for eons to come. I'm the next, or token, Mom. Then his mom just like patted him on the head and put his chicken nuggets in front of him. Lewis furrowed his brow and sent a thought through his head, extending the blood from his gauntlet. But responded immediately to a mental comment. He looked down again and saw Rain standing several feet in the door. From the door, red orbs surrounding her body. He figured it was some kind of magical protection field, and Lewis watched the entranceway intently, wondering what was coming and what frightened Rain so. All of a sudden, a black blade came from the top and traveled to the ground, making an opening in the closed door. Making an opening in the closed wooden door slice into the door. Okay. Rain's eyes narrowed from her open clenched fist. Blue energy beginning to form in the palms of her hands. Lewis' eyebrow raised in curiosity as he saw what caused the destruction of the door. Two large men walked into the door, their face hidden by flat face plates. Either they could have given any best professional basketball run for their money in terms of professional basketball, not basketball player, professional basketball. Linkara's the kind of guy who said once is like, well, my mom thinks I'm cool. Lewis, I don't want to go out with you. I just think you're attractive. Well, my mom happens to think I'm very handsome. Professional basketball. Anyone own a professional basketball? I have one. I had one. I had a green basketball. I don't really know what happened to it. It was my favorite. I was dog shit at playing basketball, but I could shoot free throws, and that's all I knew how to do. Cover their chest, arms, legs, and head. And a single piece of armor having sharp points in certain areas, like their bladed shoulders, or curved blades on the lower parts of their legs, or giant blades on their codpiece. And his swords were black, dark ornamented. Where is the Linkara woman? No, just a woman. Where's the Linkara woman? Lewis shivered instinctively. That voice low and ominous, with a commanding tone that sent shivers up his spine. Hey, fuck off, agent of darkness. You'll have no hope of finding him now. Says tone firm and powerful. You lie. Sorry. You lie. You, but in your informed colleagues at your pathetic church, Discovery, just this morning, You could not have anticipated our arrival so quickly. Tell us where the boy is hidden. The other shouted at her. And you're the foolish as you are. You are as foolish as you were when you first surrendered yourself to evil, blasphemer. The one who shall defeat you, your master, has already arrived at the church for the day that he smites your precious ruler. We gave you a chance to spare your life, but your foolish choice in the matter, you shall die. The first shouted, drawing a sword from his sheath. Those went ready to jump in the air. Got ready to jump into the air and come crashing down in case Ray needed him, but it certainly didn't look she needed at first. The blue energy that she was getting in her hands, or fartful ball, the red aura, that charge runner, bright gold, shot atop of her lungs. Dial flame! The blue balls. Oh, that hurt my ears. The blue ball sped out from her hands, slammed on the back of the knight, sent him flying in the doorway. The second knight charged at Rain, his sword risen to strike him down. You know what? This is entertaining and all, but I'm going to skip over the parts of them fighting. Something beating up. Awesome. Louis was getting close to revealing his true location from excitement. He had always read about the sort of magic on shows like Slayers or movies like Dungeons and Dragons, but he had never seen the real thing up close and personal. Okay, I have a confession to make. This is remarkably boring. And I thought I could make it here, but let's I want to try something if you guys don't mind. This is really the meat of wanting to get, but let me do a test run here. Okay. Oh, there it is. This is what. Oh, this is almost all the way at the end too. This is what I was wanting to build up to. Thought it would come a little bit sooner in the story, but yeah, there it is. That's what I wanted to show you all. Okay, hold on. Let's go over here and see if we can find some here too. All right. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So wait, the movie has an actress who was later a Lifetime movie fictional pregnancy pack. Oh, you guys didn't know about this. Let me read it to you. In doubt couldn't feel any worse in a moment. Not only had the 24 hours of seeing Rice's conversation, Myra had been the worst turgid she had ever captured, and now could barely open her eyes. Even if she wasn't entirely certain if everything she could see. Lack of food and water had begun to take its toll on the priestess, who was having a hard time forming coherent thoughts and focusing on one particular thing. Her body was littered with cuts and bruises, and somewhere in the bleeding was now close to stopping. Her vagina and anus were sore from being raped by Mara. or for being raped by Mara. What the fuck? Why is this not... Is this counted? Okay, it's counted. Undell considered the rape to be the worst of any kind of foreign torture. It wasn't the fact that he had happened that made her so upset, but by the look in Mara's eyes, when she had done it, she had broken off the branch of a nearby tree and used long, narrow marks from the caves. She had been both penetrated... Oh! Oh my god! Damn! 14-year-old Louis was a sad fucking monster. Again, I want you to picture. I don't like bringing his parents into this, but because again, they gonna deal with enough. But Miss Lovhaug, who seems again, from what I've been told and what I've heard, very nice, wholesome lady, doesn't like swearing. Whenever she was on set with the cast, the Channel Awesome crew, she was the nicest person in the room. She was like everyone's mom. And imagine that lady and like, hey mom, come look at this book I wrote. And like, oh well, golly gee, son, I hope there's no swearing in it. I'm so proud of you. She reads it, and then she gets to this part. Oh, at least she's branching out into new genres. I see what you did there. Okay. Okay. She had been penetrated in both areas multiple times and had screamed each time it happened, her tears mixing with blood. And the look in Mara's eyes upset Mira. Despite now being able to laugh and smile, Mara's eyes remained cold. Solace had been the first time leaving. And okay, let me see if there's any more. Oh, what's this? I love Louis. Louis was string a tear from her damaged cheek. Like, Mara couldn't hear. Mara told her repeatedly, said, Louis! I love Louis! Mara screamed evilly. Of course, the Linkara. Yes, I love him. The rape victim is in love with Linkara. My God. Okay, let's see. What's the other context? Add to my friend. I can and am, Garrick. I promise everyone that assembled here, I intend to keep it that way. And it was taken by Mara. Of course, that she was raped and tortured. And I will not let that son of a bitch make her suffer all through it again, Luke. Nah, Linkara. That noble Linkara. Your troops have raped women and children, and you share a telepath bond with them. You're guilty of those crimes. And again, like, I know that within the context of these stories, that Lewis is obviously condemning these people, but it's the phrasing and the fact that Lewis himself has laid into people and other writers for using rape as a element, like a plot device and a means of creating drama in the story. You're like, oh, well, that's Lewis in the past. I did that in the past. Well, I'm laughing at you in the present. And finally, the most third common complaint was how Indo recovering quickly from her rape in the first book. Well, there's a couple things in the matter. Indo is from a different society and species, valuing many things. Oh, okay, he's trying to justify the or one of her characters bouncing back from being anally and vaginally raped. I like blood. Like she was violent. Like there's no two ways about it. She was violently, like, damaged in this instance, and she had just bounced back. Apparently, I'm not reading the rest of this shit, to be honest with you. But let's see. Well, there are a couple things that matter. Indo's from a different society and species, valuing many things different than Americans would value. While she used, oh, God damn. While she certainly sees rape as a horrible thing to her, she doesn't feel it's as bad as something that exists in society. Indo is a sorceress, and the rules of these things are changed from book to book. And I thought I made it clear that from two books that being a sorceress is not a happy process. From a secluded thing, the intake of natural energy, all those things would exist from a secluded room months and years. These reasons will explain her recovery from the rape. Will explain her recovery from the rape. Why is this still available to purchase from Amazon if he's to move past it? I don't blame him. Like, you got to get your money somehow. Like, if again, and I don't know so much if it is me making fun of him for having written this, like, in and of itself, because if this was just someone's past work and they moved past it, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. But it's the fact that it's Louis Lovhaug. And the same dude who laid into people like Gary Brodsky, Frank Miller, all kinds of comic book writers on a day-to-day basis about the treatment of women in media and video games. A man who proudly touts his feminist ideology. And again, I'm not mocking people who like have those viewpoints. I'm mocking this dickhead for getting on his soapbox and preaching to other people when he wrote shit like this. Now to the book. It's okay. What was it? Happy process. This is gonna come over the. Oh, hold on. 2 mentions here. Where's the other one? When I fought back the urge. Oh God! Oh, thank you again, my dear. Theresa fought back the urge to send a horde of demons to rape the man, but she still Jesus Christ. Damn. Specifically, the worst treatment you can do. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Disagree on Undertaker's wife. Can we find it? Yes. Yeah. Where I want to see that scene specifically. Where is it? Oh, where is it?
I promise you. No. I guarantee you, the Undertaker will be carried out.
Vince, that's not going to happen tonight. You see, based on
Yeah. Come on. Get to the line.
And what the is based on what he's. You see, this is what's going to happen. Terrorists are going to burn down the Undertaker's house.
Yeah. His children are going to be kidnapped. His wife, she's going to be by a motorcycle gang.
Oh God, that still holds up to this day. That's what this shit reminds me of. Like, I don't know who this character is. Teresa,
I'm gonna tell you about Linkara. I have to tell you what's gonna happen.
No, not Linkara. Like, Linkara seething as he's like leaving Channel 11.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Doug, his brother's gonna get kidnapped. His wife is gonna get raped by nerds at Comic-Con.
I've never been so happy about this set of circumstances. Insane system where everyone's passing out money while people die in the streets as a result of rape, propaganda, blah blah blah. Boring. Okay, here we go. And remember, according to Linkara, rape is it's a subject that should never be invoked for drama exclusively in a story. It's bad taste, and it's frowned upon. Remember that. However, when her mother, suffering from disease and mind, went on, she eventually grew more and more mad. At the age of 12, her robe was raped by one of the nobleman's sons and became pregnant. Oh my God! 12-year-old pregnancy. Yes. Oh my. However, the rape cut the final. I hope you turn in for the night. I had to turn in for the night. I hope it's fun. Yeah, have a good one, Bean Daddy Vandell. Nice having you. Okay. 7 months later, pregnancy. Aurora went to her mother in hopes of confronting and rekindle. It's too late. The mother killed the unborn child. The vicious attack of Jesus fucking Christ, Linkara. And you get on right for other being edgy. Damn. Oh my God. It's on a rape cut the final stream. My mind raped by a shadow thing. Mind raped by shadow legends. Okay. This has been a taxing time on my esophagus. So, let's see what we can do here. I want to get more of these stories. Because I have 4 of them here, like these Angel Armor stories. I'm trying to see if I can get them on my Computron so I can do a word search to see if how many times the word comes up. That dirty 4-letter word. And again, this is not me glorifying it. I'm not going to be. I am strictly anti-rape apologist. I find them repugnant. But I just find it. I, as a concerned citizen, find it somewhat disheartening that someone who claims to be an avid defender of women's rights and a feminist would haven't ever engaged in this dirty language and never apologized for it, to my knowledge. Like, I don't remember Linkara ever apologizing this, like, vocally, on not just on Twitter or .com or anything like that. He has never, as the Linkara character, come out and say that he was sorry. Let's say I think he actually said months. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Yep. Here we go. Here we go. 1. Rape never bothered me. Wait. Hold on. This implementation is Louis. I don't know the context. Later, his daughter's been raped by Myra. Okay. And the rape of children. Rape of children. Remember, Linkara also believes that you shouldn't use the kids should not get hurt in stories. And rape. Dark Knights rape church all the time and rape the priestesses. Oh, wonderful. That's damn Linkara. Like, this is fascinating. This is a very, very fascinating, in-depth look in the eyes and the mind of one Louis Lovhaug. Okay, there's yesterday, Angel Armor, Where the Heart Is. There's one more, I just don't remember what it was. Cassandra Conflict. Okay, here we go. We're doing a word. We're combing through this for any instances of that naughty word. Okay. About to say it's not here. That's great. Great. Oh, there it is. Tortured and raped. Loves Cameron. She had been tortured and raped for 3 days. And he loves bringing that up. Man kidnapped and raped her. Okay, brought it up again. Let's see, was raped and tortured. Oh, wait, is that the same? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. I missed this one. What's going on here? God damn, so much rape. Images shot before it's a Linkara's rape. And then rape. You're the bitch that raped it. Right here, like. This is supposed to be a reference to Trojan Priest. It's like, no. Yes. I don't know what's wrong with Linkara. He just really, for some reason or another, is very much into unwanted vaginal penetration. And again, can we go back and read exactly how it went down? Where was it? Right here. Yeah, what was it? Long, narrow rocks have been inserted inside. How did I cut myself here? I just noticed I got a cut on my finger and I don't know where it came from. Maybe from banging my hand. You know what? This stream is... I'm going to change the title of the stream. It's specifically called Let's Laugh at Linkara, and then I put in the little thing for rating of stuff. But you know what? I think we need to go a little bit deeper into this. First, let's you know, fuck it, why not? Let's just do it regular style. Cy Weedle. Fan fiction. Let's read that. That sounds more entertaining. Let's get to the real fucking meat of everything. Cy Weedle, Sailor Moon, boring. Where is it? Come on, baby. I want to get some of that tasty meat. I want the dirty. I want to get the low down dirty details. That's what I want. That's what Big Daddy Man wants. Ooh. I don't want to read the Sailor Moon ones. Well, how can you make Evangelion even more pretentious, okay? You have it written by Louis Lovhaug. Hold on, Let me actually go into my... Well, let me go into my private chambers here. Okay, a different window, and look it up. Linkara... Dirty fanfiction. I don't know if this is going to come up like I want it to. I really want to read this shit. Where is it? Damn it. I might need to go with the... Hold on. I think I got an idea. You know, while we're waiting, I know how to tide you guys over. We're going to play it again. You guys can watch it again. Isn't that fun?
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. Brodsky, you're not the smartest.
Not an artist. Anyone is. Come on, sing along, guys. It can be your turn, Linkara. I don't hear you guys singing along in chat. Coins, robots, Amazons, and trucks. Ah. It's not about time he did. He made Watchmen without the slimy squid. I cannot for life of me find any posts. Unless he like deleted them all, which is a bitch move, Linkara. Come on, move, damn it. Chat, why aren't you singing along? I hear the sound of your silence. It's bothering me. You know what? Just for that, we're going to... hold on. Sorry, I forgot you guys didn't get to see the intro, so now we're going to have to play it again. No, you know what? I'll be nice. I'll play an actual good intro. A better opening theme. The best opening theme of all time. I mean this sincerely, too. I love this theme so much. Every tired muscle in my body, and literally no one remembers this shit. No, that's a short one. I want the long one, baby. What the fuck? No. Does anyone remember the show at all? Anyone? This is I'm gonna save the day. Does anyone remember Captain S at all? Bad guys do not stand a chance. I'm trying to find it. I really am. I'm trying my best, guys. I'm trying. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Everybody throw up your hands for Captain S. When evildoers cause you stress, he'll take them out cause he's
No
the
fucking
best.
way.
Genesis Defender, Video Lens Hero, setting the hell
Oh my god.
enemies right down to zero.
Oh my god.
He's so
No, Captain S was, they probably remember from, there was a crossover between him and AVGN, like early on. And, it was, I'm sorry, I'm distracted right now because I found something completely by accident and it's recent. This can't be right. I refuse to believe this is actually him. No way he'll be this fucking stupid. Please tell me this is actually... No. You... Linkara, you stupid asshole. Oh my god! No. No. No, Linkara, no! You guys can't see it. I can't even show it. I can't show this shit. Cause I'll get a strike. Okay. Listen. Okay, I gotta as much as I love this song, I gotta bring it to a stop. Where is it? Where am I playing it? I don't even know if it's playing on stream. I think it is. Pay the fuck attention, everybody, or listen in. I was trying to find Linkara's. I was trying to go find Linkara's like smutty like pages, right? And I found it's called lalicious.com, and it's a hentai website. And if someone can prove that this is Linkara or it isn't Linkara, please do. I need this verified. I can't show you what I'm looking at right now. I can't show it on screen at least. And it's Linkara has an account here, or someone called Linkara, and it's I'm looking at the info. Comic book reviewer and overthinker of Power Rangers. Atop the Fourth Wall, Patreon.com. Such a touch of Fourth Walls. Atop the Fourth Wall, Tumblr.com. Last seen September, remember since June 2nd, 2020. Last seen September 16th, 2020. Okay. All right. Oh no, Linkara, why? Linkara, why? Okay. I'm going to list his, because he has albums. You can favorite albums here apparently. I gotta at least give you people something to look at. I mean it too. I so wish I so wish I could show you what I'm looking at. But I can't on this stream. I'm so sorry. But be glad, I guess some of it, oh, come on. Fucking. Where's. Is it okay to link? I think so? Would I get in trouble for that or not? I can't tell. This okay. This is the image for it. Just stare at this indefinitely. I'm gonna be staring at this. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to, as I am getting ready to link this, I will describe what I am looking at in the in vivid detail. The first is favorite albums, and his favorite albums. His favorite Futanari, of course. We already knew that. My favorite collection, which is a cat girl. I think a cat girl having multiple men jerk off onto her. Again, this is Linkara's. This is so. I don't know if it's actually him. Is the thing. It might be someone who made his thing just to fuck around. Because I would assume at this point when he doesn't like being made fun of, and that he got caught being a giant pervert, that he would use a different account name, and he would learn from his past mistakes. No, okay. Okay. Oh my, that is Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents. That oh no, with Vicky on top of him. Wonderful. God damn. In his favorites, there's some sexy mare slaves. Nice. Sex. Oh no, Linkara, no. God, where's that? Pony Throat. You said that. Well, at least Linkara is into My Little Pony board. No, he's into My Little Pony bondage. Again, if this is actually him, oh my God, oh Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, I'm describing. This is a pony with bondage on, and she is being anally penetrated and vaginally penetrated. She has a white substance on her face. I can't say what it is. I can't tell. Obviously, I'm a very demure, innocent individual. I would never even begin to guess. All these ads on the side. Once more, what is your name? Come dump. And what are you? I'm your lowly pet master. Good girl. Now speak in barks. Woof. And she has a bowl full of substance, and it has her new name on it. Oh God! I should have started off with this. This is magical. And there's one pony with another pony, and she has. I think that's the one that was the. What's the purple one's name again? Twilight something, or something or other, and she has blue ponies. She's in bondage, and she has a leash on a blue pony's neck, and is pressing it up towards her butt. Oh no, no. I started this off just thinking I'm gonna read a stupid I started this off, and I was thinking subconsciously that it's not really fair to make fun of Linkara when he was just a 14-year-old boy and the shit he wrote, but this is something. Again, last visit was literally 5 fucking days ago. He was last seen 5 days ago. He's been a member since June of this year, June 2nd. Oh, sorry, Femboy Hooters Gallery is one of the another one of his favorites. So Linkara was eagerly looking forward to Femboy Hooters. I can't. I just can't. Super ultra mega ass. My favorite pink parts. I'm talking about the things. RP wish list. Bandicoot hentai sex pics. A folder specifically dedicated to Crash Bandicoot. Let me see, Crash Bandicoot, and I think that's Tawny. I think the name of the Crash's girlfriend from the first game was called, and his underage sister. Oh no! Oh goodness, great! Go fuck my life. I know it's mostly just me reacting to this shit. Linkara, why? Come on, man. You had to know. You had to know that this was. You could have changed your name. Use a different username. What the fuck is wrong with you? How did you not learn from years ago when you got caught after your stupid movie got released? Why? Okay, where are my homies at? Where are my homies at? These motherfuckers have the nerve to be asleep at 12 in the morning. Wake up! I am texting the homies right now. Oh my god. I might have talked to I'm going back to this. I'm gonna read in detail. Sexy marriage slaves. There's another pony. Again, pet play, I guess, is the term for it. Let me see. That looks like a child. Oh, it looks like one. I don't know. You're a good slave. Now come to me. This is again Twilight, whatever its name is. Having gotten through. Fish stick, please. I found something. Hold on. I'm typing to him. Something. I found something. Completely by accident. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't show this on screen. I can't show this on stream. I really, very badly wish I could. Sorry. Cough, cough. That was disgusting. You're a monster. What did I ever do to you? You talk too much for my liking. I like a silent I like a silent pony. Wait, no, please, no. And he magically, or whatever it is, or whomever it is, uses magic to put a ball gag in the purple pony's mouth. That's better. Now I can just hear you moan. I would like to bend you down. I would like you to bend down. Bend down! And the purple pony complies. I don't know if I can even fucking post this to the lads in chat. Not in chat, but in the Discord. Hold on, I have this play. Linkara has an account on a hentai website that was made. Let's see, June, January, February, May. January, February. And his login says it was. Okay. Hopefully, I can't be alone in this. Someone has to share my delight. Oh my god, there's more. There's more. 5 pages! He has 5 pages worth of shit he saved. Oh no. This one is literally just called furry garbage. A lot of, that's a lot of Amy Rose. Amy Rose, Rouge the Bat, Pokemon Undertale, yes, of course, naturally. I can't show this. Mention on the farm. I don't know. I don't even know if this was brought up. I found this I swear to God. I found this completely by accident trying to find the old shit he wrote. She's 12. Yeah, Amy Rose is 12. Wait, is it character from Adventure Time? More My Little Pony stuff. Animal Crossing porn, naturally. Ponies with dicks, giant horse dicks. Oh no, 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 God, no. It's the fucking what's the pink rabbit's name from Amazing World of Gumball? No, Linkara. Why, Lightbringer? Why? No. Please, somebody. I don't know him, but I would kick. No, this nigga ain't worth it. Don't even entertain that thought. God damn, man. You just do what I do, and fucking, you have to laugh at this shit, bro. And this is, okay, let's look more into this shit. Let's see, cross-dressing guys. His favorites, or is it his favorites, or it just says, as it folded, it says my faves. Okay, I don't know if there's any Pokemon fans here. The image I'm looking at now, everyone knows the dog boy Linkara. He is sitting on a park bench, and he has a Mew, and he is, I suppose, performing cuddlingus or analingus while it is trying to fit its big knobby dog dick in her mouth. Oh. I'm so happy. I'm so irrationally happy right now. Oh no. Okay, that rabbit Pokemon's feet, naturally, feet. There's more than five album saves, excuse me. Okay. There's one album that just says weird shit. Naturally. No, I'm going back. No. I'm not going to pass by weird shit and, like, not say anything. Yeah, the character from Amazing World Gumball. Like, to be fair, that was saved on the gallery. Or it's a saved favorite, so maybe he doesn't know that that's on. He's only been here for a month. How many galleries did he save? Wow. Okay, more bondage stuff. A lot of feet. A surprising amount of feet. I knew he was into that kind of stuff. I didn't think that was really his thing. I don't know why. The Lightbringer is about to be. If Linkara wants to flick jerk his ween to this weird shit, then, I'm not judging. But again, I think let me see. This one's just my favorite trans female. Yep. Okay. Lots of furry chicks with dicks here. A lot. Wow. Okay. Horsecock. For generous feet are just the tip of the iceberg. It's a slow burn, man. Okay. Wolves. Look, this is wow. I'm trying to. Okay. I think the initial shock has worn off. Trap Stash. Dragon Rider. Just reading. Don't mind me. Just reading. Reading stuff now. This looks. That does not look a person of age. It looks like kids. Oh. So Pony, Pussy, and Plots, page 3. That's one of his favorites. I mean, I guess I'm lying. I am judging to some degree. Lots of Amy Rose with a dick for some reason. Specifically Amy Rose. Lots of dicks. So many dicks. Well, or rather, ladies with dicks. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, that's Chun-Li with a dick. Okay. There's one. He has hold on. Come on. There is a thing on his favorites that is literally that Pokemon Zazzle is 100. Let me see. The 1,236 images, pornographic images of a single Pokemon. Peak on stream incoming. Hey, bro, this is. I'm numb. I'm comfortably numb. What is this? Oh, please tell me that's not what I think it is. How old are these kids? Oh no. How can someone answer a question for? I've never watched that show. What's it called? Star something versus the Forces of Evil. What? What's that show called? Someone tell, I forgot. I think it's Starlight versus the Forces of Evil or some shit like that. Those kids aren't out of middle school, right? Oh yeah, that's that Pokemon I think that has like a male harem. And basically, like that Pokemon's basically like a spotted hyena, whereas like they have a matriarchal structure. Yeah, fish stick. Those kids are not out of high school. No, not even out. They're in middle school. What's it? Oh no, Louis Lovhaug. Why? Yeah, Star versus Forces of Evil. I thought it was Starlight. I don't know. Ugh. My gym. Wow. He has one. That's from My Gym Partner's a Monkey. Wow. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. See. Oh god damn it, Linkara. Why? Why Linkara? She's 14. Okay. She was only 14. Only 14. But I loved her so bad. Oh, god damn it, Linkara. What? Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What am I looking at right now? It's... Okay. It's a chibi... It's Star from Star versus the Forces of Evil. And she's dressed up like... Sailor Moon. And there's a tentacle monster. And she is being violated at all sides. I think that's a close-up of her womb. And she gives birth to an egg. Wow. That's... that took... Reading that sentence alone took a few... Well, not describing that took a few years off my life. Oh, my favorite collection. Oh, yeah, I bet. Link. Okay. There's one of his favorites. It's a comic book, Breaking the Rules, from 1 to 6. It is wow. This is a lot of pages. Oh my god, there's so many pages. And it is Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents, and he's having sex with a lot of people that are much older than him, and okay, including his mother. You see, let me read the tags here. Aliens, anal cream pie, babysitter, begging, bent over, big dick, big tits, black hair, blonde, blowjob, bondage, braces, brunette, bush, catfight, caught, Cosmo, mom, son, Timmy's mom, Trixie, Vicky, Wanda, crazy, cross, for some reason, two extra S's, an extra S, cross-dressing, cum cover, coming, cum shot, doggy style, facial, fairy, fingering, glasses, green hair, jean string, hair pulling, clean car, incest, girl is kissing, lingerie, lip biting, masturbating, MILF, missionary, oral, panties, Fairly Odd Parents. Is he 10? I meant not. He is his. Timmy Turner is his regular 10-year-old age. I'm sorry. I looked. I'm reading the chat with my phone, and I'm looking at Linkara's face. That's a face Linkara makes when he's looking through this. Okay. Okay. Let me see. There's got to be more. Oh, there's more stuff. There's more. Jesus, how you again? He's only been here for like a month. Like, how did he favor some? Like, did he not do anything? Like his. Oh no! Oh no! I actually know this one. Panini from Amazing World of Gumball, the little bunny girl that has a crush on him, and she's like 5. There's a folder in his favors specifically for that. See, there's a Pokemon gifts. Let's see. Okay, gifts, huh? There's one of a Vulpix just laying prone, presenting. So how are you guys doing, huh? Everything good? Everything fine? Everything dapper, dandy? Okay. Okay, one thing that he got just called fat material. Okay. Oh, this con. What the fuck? What is this? Oh no. Oh, come on. Fucking hat kit from A Hat on Time. Is this folder dedicated exclusively to underage characters? Okay, wait, no, there's one. Okay, that's Princess Peach. So that's one character out of everyone on this thing that are of age. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Am I at the end? Am I at the no, I am not. I'm not at the end. I'm not at the end, everybody. Rocket Raccoon X. What? I feel worse for knowing this. Gotta try to laugh, scream the pain away. Again. One of his favorite folders is as it's described here, an erotic encounter between Beta Ray Bill and Rocket Raccoon. And this is actually surprisingly well drawn. Okay. Okay, they encounter each other in the shower, I guess. And they shower together. I think Rocket Raccoon gets drunk. And he proposes to Beta Ray Bill. And, okay, I'm looking at this. Giving fellatio, okay, sucking his wee-wee. And Rocket Raccoon is groping his fish stick. I hate. Oh God. Oh, this is beautiful. See, the stream, I was worried, and no, okay, so wasn't it because you know when it's something isn't someone's favorites, and you think that maybe he just favorited it, and not knowing what it was, and then no, it's the second folder with the Hat Kid in it. I love A Hat in Time. Leave that out of this, you monster. Oh, no, you don't. No, you get back here, motherfucker. Okay, how many pages are left? Okay, Frankie from Foster's Imaginary Friends. Marie King. Oh, there's a folder specifically for Marie Kinker from Ed, Edd n Eddy. Breaking Brandon. I think that's Kim Possible. You stay here, and you gotta at least stay until I'm done. Nicole Waters from Amazing World of Gumball. Futa Centaurs. Futanaris, that's centaurs with ladies with dicks. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Where's the thing? Where's the song? I need to hear the song again. We're gonna have this on loop while I describe what I'm looking at. I should have had that figured. Sonic the Hedgehog, but hold on, let me see this. Sonic the Hedgehog, but super sexy, and it's Sonic the Hedgehog dressed in drag, wearing pink, and jerking off giant wee-wees, and it's cross-dressing, and oh, Linkara. He's a man punch. Where's a pretty hat, Linkara? Hold on, is the thing still on stream? Oh god, we gotta go back to the thing. Where is it? Where's the image of Linkara? Where is it? I'm in the wrong thing. Oh, god damn it. Oh, of course. This motherfucker has been hotel porn. You would. Oh. Traps and more traps. Link from Legend of Zelda. Steven Universe porn. Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. There's a folder in his favor specifically towards that. Oh, this is some raunchy Foxy porn. Look at this. Go and spreading them cheeks, boy. Play that funky music again, boy. Oh no. Oh no. This is a folder just this is a folder. There's one folder that seems to be specifically, it says traps, but it seems to be Lolicon exclusively. Living Machines, My Life as a Teenage Robot, she's 16. That's not as bad as it can get, I guess. Sissy training example. Azrael Dreamer, and that's a character from yeah. Azrael Dreamer, the character little boy from Undertale. There's a folder for that. I think there's 11 folders worth of stuff. I'm mostly naming the worst ones I see. Okay, sexy marriage slave, slutty bimbo mares. Amy Rose with a giant dick. again. I think I went over that one. Yeah, Undertale. Pokemon porn dump. Oh wait, no, excuse me. There's a folder dedicated specifically and exclusively to Amy Rose. And one of these, you know, they do that thing where they age them up to kind of not raise eyebrows. Well, no. A few of these actually. Let me see. 1, 2. A few of these are Amy Rose as a wee child, maybe 10, getting boinked. Any JoJo stuff? Luckily not. JoJo has remained untainted. Unfortunately, people don't find JoJo's pompadour, or just Soga's pompadour, sexy as the rest of it. What the fuck? That is horrible. There's a this isn't in his folder. This isn't in his This isn't in Linkara's thing, but there's a folder here called Hijab C-word suckers. I'm not gonna. Damn, man. I don't think Linkara favorited that one. I'll be fair to, like, that is. I'm a motherfucker, and that's horrible even by my standards. Would someone do this as a joke so dedicated task to making these albums you describe? I don't know. Maybe. I need someone to look into this. I need somebody go to the farms where the Kiwis reside and post this shit there, because this. Oh God. Rainbow Six. Oh God. Okay, artists: Brawl Stars, Tramp Hentai, Bovine Furry Futas, Shantae, Furry Collection, Sissy Incest Caption. That's nice. Ponies and Plots. I think I read that one already. Okay. Is that Vor? Is that Vor? No, it's not Vor. Hey. At least there's no Vor here, right, guys? No Vor. I can't tell this is legit. Hold on, let me. I need closure on this. I need to know. I'm gonna try to look into this right now. I don't see if any of those the spits on Kiwi Farms posted anything about this. Linkara, this comic sucks. I don't know if I want this to be real or not. I really don't know. Hold on. No, there's no one. This wasn't even posted on Kiwi Farms, apparently. Hold on. Let me try this one more time. Got different search criteria. Now, I know that this was like. I know that like this isn't new, but like this kind of came out around, like I said, 2016, 2015, and you kind of expected him to like cover his tracks better, but apparently not. Apparently he did not cover his tracks at all. Hold on, Amy Rose. No, that didn't come up. MLP. No, I don't. Even the Turbo Spurks on Kiwi Farms, I don't think they know about this. Hey, shit! If anyone wants to, if they want a good lab, by all means, let them know. I don't feel no obligation to rush to put this message out. I'm here to laugh, okay? I'm very. I. Let's go back. Let's go back and look at this shit. Why don't we? Let's go back. And Twilight Sparkle. I think yeah. Did I say it right? Yeah. Twilight Sparkle. Yeah, Twilight Sparkle, Purple Pony. Secret ending. Oh my God, no! How did I miss this one? 101 Dalmatians. Oh no! It's. Oh no! What am I looking at? Oh no! Oh no! There's hey okay, I can't, I will not. It's called luscious.net. It's LUS. I'll just put it in chat. I will not harass Mr. Lovhaug. I will not send people this way. If you want to find this, you're going to have to do it yourself. I'm not sending the page itself. It's not hard to find. Again, to be fair, we don't know if this is him or not yet. I don't know how we can verify this. But at the same time, it's like, how long is this? This has been up for a month and no one noticed. Like, you think if this was an elaborate prank, the first thing that someone would do is, like, they would immediately try to draw attention to it, right? Like, they would kind of go on, like, an image board and, like, post some shit, like, anonymously or something. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Thumb through it. A poorly written, ugly mess, but someone's gotta do it. This is an ugly mess, yes. How? This isn't even on Encyclopedia Dramatica. They don't know. 90s kid. Think of things, smokes overs, one shots and tie-ins. Isn't this song catchy? Of course, don't you know anything about this song. And his username is Jing Jong. Okay, it's called let me see. I am Linkara atop the fourth wall. Come, am I pump? I just don't know. I gotta look into this. Is he number? Homeboy, I ain't saying shit. I ain't no snitch. Snitches may get bitches and riches, but I ain't no snitch. Okay? I don't know shit about shit. I never seen shit, never heard of no shit. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to find see if I can find anything. Wait, is this the same thing? I don't think so. What is this? Okay, this is it the same account or not? I can't tell. This might be okay, hold on. This might be a joke. I have a hard time believing this. Because like right here it says like the opening line, like the first Linkara proof album, is like these images makes my fedora spin. This might be a joke. Then again, I don't know. Hold on. It's a hentai that makes my fedora spin. That line right there. If there's someone else actually trying to fuck with Linkara, you ruined it right there. 'Cause I have a hard time believing that that's too stupid. Okay, location, albums. That kind of raised the question. Like, if this isn't Linkara, then why the? Well, of all people to do that, why? Why Linkara? Why do it to this? Like, I know he's a weird degenerate, but this is like weirdly overt and unnecessary. Let me look. I can't believe this is an interesting thing. I'm starting to think like I don't know. I keep saying that over and over again. I'm saying it till my fucking face turns blue, but it feels like too much effort from a troll. I know, right? And as funny as I find it, I would rather have this not be true than it be true. I would laugh my fucking head off if it were true, but you know, you gotta. Have you know that that's pretty low? It's pretty low, chat. Oh, my head hurts. Trying to find. I can't find anything. Like, I can't find anyone talking about this. So someone might have like went to their effort to. Hold on. Let me. Also, let me check if that actually lines up with his past weird kinks. Cause we know he likes chicks with dicks and all that, but. You know, we don't know if he like eventually branched out into other things. Apparently, as I understood. Push. Okay. No, I'm not finding anything else. So, you know, this has been interesting. Again, if anyone wants to look into this and verify this is really Linkara or not, I don't bother to do it himself. Like, I imagine he will frown upon some stranger being like, "Hey, this on this porn website, is this you?" I don't know. Somebody get some Reddit detectives on this shit or something. I don't know. I need to know this. I need to know. I must know. I will not die happy until I find out if this page actually belongs to Mr. Linkara. Well. Then again, trolls like that woman who tried to catch his DSP again, but so there's that. But had Linkara attracted people like that before? To my knowledge, no. But you never. You're talking about like you talking about Linkara A-logs? Well, people. I would say the people within his I guess his field of interest, like, you know, I'm talking about, you know, like online internet reviewers. I would assume that A-logs almost come with the territory because people like have an unhealthy obsession with like certain aspects of media to the point where they like get irrationally angry if someone says anything less than positive or anything positive about something that they like or hate. So this could be like a troll or a Linkara A-log, but I have no way of knowing. I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to be fair because I'm for this. I believe in reserving judgment. I don't know if this is Linkara, and I'm not going to say that I think it is. I will say, however, that if this is indeed Linkara, that it doesn't surprise me. I think that's the worst I'll say about this. That's the most I'll say about this. You know, it's kind of like what's his name? Woody Allen. Where Woody Allen, like, he's one of those guys where you hear that Woody Allen did X, Y, and Z, and it's like, I can see it happening. Kind of like, you ever heard of the Mike Tyson zone, where any story about Mike Tyson has the potential to be true. So any kink that Linkara might have has the potential to actually exist. Well, this has been fun. This has been a fun stream. I hope you all had a good time. Well, we started out reading bad juvenile fan fiction, and eventually we wound back up into something magical. Ugh. I'm tired. I have tiredness of spirit. Well, before we end this, let's cap this off with a song that pays proper tribute. There's lyrics at the bottom, everyone sing along. It's appalling, the feeling is strong. Standing tall, not gonna follow his calling. Some say he is a man, as a comic book fan, but nobody's certain the champion with a gun in his hand. My magnificent comic defender is here with a name that went publishers with fear. Linkara atop the fourth wall. Also, he's read your book and he thinks that it sucks. Linkara atop the fourth wall. Insane on the scale, not science, but hey, what do they know? He's not really a threat or a genius. He hasn't accomplished much yet. Like some unwanted grips. Advice is a thing of the past, and I don't see you singing along, chat. When evil feeling like cancer that bobbled around in the ninja style dancer Linkara. That motherfucker never went jogging in his life. Bullshit. Great framing by Sean. Linkara atop the fourth wall. Flux also he's read your book and it sucks. Linkara atop the fourth wall. God damn, this song is long.
Status quo never disrupts the show with shallowness blatant on every page. Expect in return adamantium rage. All issues addressed, but his job is not done. There's no day of rest aboard Comicron 1. Our magnificent comic is here with a name to make publishers.
I'm sorry, that's Tim Federer with badass there.
Atop the fourth Or Kennedy thinks that it sucks. Linkara, atop the fourth wall. Linkara, atop the